Welcome back to another live stream. Hi everyone. Oh, where's my coffee? My coffee is there. Right. Before we dive in, just want to make oops, I have forgot to mute my microphone, all the speakers. All right, muted my speakers already. Before we dive in, just want to make sure everything is okay. The video feed is fine and I can hear the microphone okay. Hopefully there's no problem or no issues whatsoever, no echo, no distortion. Let me know if you guys can see me and hear me okay. Let me drink some coffee first. Coffee. Still waiting for some feedback. We see some members in the chat already. Thanks this side to the screen for the feedback. I appreciate that. Alright, as usual, I'll say hi to people first, and I'll always prioritize members first. If you're a member, your name is highlighted in green, and there's a star badge next to your name. If you're not a member, don't worry, I'll still get to your chat, just have to wait a little bit, alright? Okay, Woofy, welcome back to being a member, Woofy. How are you? Nice to see you here. Woofy says, hey Robin and fellow Pixel Light catchers. Pixel Light catchers. Okay. Very, very good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Hey, Gregory. Finally, good to see you again. And welcome, Woofy. Yes, welcome to the membership, Woofy. And how nice to see you. Agree with that. And Triol says, hey, Robin. All from Virginia, US. Hey, Triol. How are you? Yes, Gregory. Hey, Robin, everyone from Katy, Texas, just west of Houston. Rowan Capture says, hi, Robin. Hey, Rowan Capture. Good to see you again. I bought an EPL 5 last week for 30 Australian dollars. All it needs is a battery and a battery door. Hopefully it will be arriving tomorrow. The plan is to trade my way up to an OM1 Mark II or Mark III if it's out. So that's very nice. EPL 5 for 30 Australian dollars. That's really cheap. Where do you find used cameras and stuff in Australia? I can't think of many places selling used stuff. In Perth. You're in Perth, right? Western Australia. Let me know if there's any specific shops. Andrew says, hello and good day, Robin and everyone. Hope you had a nice break in Bangkok. Yes, I went to Bangkok. We'll talk about that very, very soon. And very good to see you again, Andrew. Andrew said, thanks for the update, Andrew. Appreciate that. Hey, Chris. Hello, Robin and all. Good day here in the Isle of Wight, UK. All good so far. Good to see you again. Distortion is in my head. You're funny. You're very funny, Gregory. Hey, Rippy, how are you? Hi, Robin, video and audio. Oh, okay, good evening to you too, Rippy. And Rippy, I'll see you this Sunday, right? At Azu's son's wedding. Yeah, we're gonna catch up with you very, very, very soon. Yes, thank you so much, Gregory, for the update. Hey, JTech, how are you? Very good to see you. Andrew says, while you're in Bangkok, I was admitted in the hospital for dengue. Oh my goodness, just glad to be out of hospital and slowly recovering. I'm so sorry to hear that. But I'm happy that you're out already. I'm happy that you must be feeling much better, right? If not, they wouldn't be letting you out of the hospital. So wow, where did you catch the dengue? Andrew, did you go to one of the hiking trails or some abandoned buildings or something where there's a lot of mosquitoes? Wow, that's scary. Gotta be extra careful. Hey, Rob says, hey Rob, how are you? This side to our screen says, good morning, Robin and crew. Good morning to you too. Very good to see you again. Tom Prop says, hello, Robin. Kind greetings from Germany. Great topic. Hey, Tom Prop. Thanks for joining the chat. Osiris says, say and so, hoping Panasonic finally meets user demand this year. Well, it is already almost half the year now. We are in May, right? And it's been almost 2 years since we heard anything new from Panasonic. So I don't know, like if they wanted to do something with Micro Four Thirds, shouldn't they have done something by last year or at least beginning of this year during all these camera events like CP Plus in Japan? That would be a good place to launch a new product to get the attention of the whole world, right? Like why so silent for almost 2 years? What are they trying to say? We'll get into the topic very, very soon. Let me say hi to a few more people first. Hey Lenny, very good to see you. Lenny was one of the participants of the Kuala Lumpur workshops very, very recently. Lenny says, hi Robin, finally I get to join the live stream since the workshop. Yeah, good to see you again. I hope you're well and rested and enjoyed your R&R since then. Hi everyone. Yeah, I went to Bangkok, Thailand. I'll talk about that very, very soon. I'll share some photographs from Thailand as well. Thanks so much, this side toward the screen for the update. Upgrade. Why did I say upgrade? Update. Tom Prop says sound is very good. Thank you so much. Lenny says video and audio is great. Thank you so much. Magnus says picture and sound is good. Thank you. Hello from Sweden. Hi, Magnus from Sweden. Thanks for joining the stream. Julio says, hi Robin, good day from Puerto Rico Island in Caribbean. Wow, that's really far away. Welcome to the live stream. Okay. Jay Perez says, hey Robin, and with education discount, you can get a new OM3 for $1,444. Weird place, weird price. Worth it? I guess so. I don't know. Depends if it's the camera that you need, right? If it's what you need, then go for it. I personally would go for, I don't know, EM1 Mark II. If you ask me, I still use my EM1 Mark II as my main camera. Andrew says, hadn't had a chance to properly play with the Sony R1. We'll get to it soon. Yeah. Now that you've recovered, right? Time to go out and play with the camera. Right, as I said, I found it on eBay and also look on Facebook Marketplace a lot. I see. So if one were to look for used cameras and lenses locally in Australia, I guess Facebook Marketplace or eBay. eBay in Australia? Is the eBay Australia local or is it from like elsewhere and they deliver it to Australia? Andrew says, got a few dengue cases around my housing area, must be from the construction nearby with all the rain lately. I hope you guys report to the authorities. I'm not sure where you sit. I guess you're in Kuala Lumpur, right? Report to DBKL, like, hey, you are hospitalized. That's enough reason for you to at least tell them, look, you know, like, seriously, take a look at whatever construction that's happening nearby, and they will issue like, I don't know, routine checks or something, health inspection or something at that location, the construction site. It is their job to make sure that all these sites comply to regular fogging or chemical seeding in any of the water bodies nearby to make sure that the mosquitoes don't lay eggs, right? To control the dengue cases. So yeah, you guys are talking to each other, no worries. Andrew says Panasonic is focusing way too much on the L mount and Lumix S9, especially with the new 40mm. I don't know, like I don't mind them playing like trying to sell their full frame cameras, and I understand why they went to L mount, but hey, don't neglect Micro Four Thirds, right? After all, they were the one who started Micro Four Thirds, and I'm deeply in love with a lot of the Panasonic Micro Four Thirds products. It will be a shame to see them go, right? Chris says, I am giving my EM1 and 50 f1.8 with a long-term loan of my 4150 f2.8 to a friend. Wow, his Nikon APS-C decided not to work. I think it'll be converted to Micro Four Thirds. That's very kind of you, Chris. Wow, your friend is very lucky to have you. Andrew says, oh yes, DBKL and PPUM has already taken action with fogging so far. All right. I think fogging is not enough. They need to check the construction site and issue proper notice and make sure that they comply. I don't know what the current procedures are. The last time I was in construction was in the year 2013. So things may have changed, but there are certain things they have to do to make sure that, you know, like to keep the dengue cases in control, right? I just hope that the construction site or the contractors or the developers are paying enough attention and take proper steps to ensure that these cases don't rise. Ryan Catcher says, you can set eBay to only show stuff from a specific area like Australia-wide or just Western Australia. I understand. I guess like, I don't know, like in Malaysia, nobody sells on eBay, right? Or am I wrong? It's like nobody here goes to eBay and finds stuff. It just doesn't exist here. Or maybe it does and nobody uses it. I don't know. Or am I the only one that's not looking for stuff in eBay? I don't know. Andrew, do you go to eBay for stuff? Chuck says, hey Robin, always good to see you. Good to see you also. Thanks for joining the stream. Kamuyat Mariam says, hi there Robin. Hey, good to see you again. Nice topic tonight. Yes, very, very interesting topic. Micro Four Thirds will never die. Hopefully that's true. John says, hi Robin, checking in from Dublin, Ireland. If I'm honest, I moved a few years ago from Lumix G9 to Canon R5. No worries, it doesn't matter which camera system that you use, as long as you like the cameras or the system that you are currently using and you are actually actively shooting and you enjoy doing your photography. That's all that matters, right? That's all that matters. Andrew says, if the rumors are true, hoping to see a GX and LX100 update is way long overdue. I mean, these rumors have been around for like 2 years, right? At least 1 year, more than 1 year. And it's kind of strange. Why being so silent for almost 2 years? Anyway, we'll get to the topic very, very soon. Let me say hi to a few more people. Yeah, I haven't shopped in eBay before. Exactly, right? Like, nobody here does that. Yeah. Hey, Dan. Hey, Dan the Guitar Man. Good to see you. Hello, everyone. Yeah. Woofy says, when I look at the brands that gave 2 or more sensor-sized cameras, that's everyone except OMG Solutions, they put disproportionate effort to the smaller sensor size. Even Sony's Capital can't do it. Yeah, I know, right? They gotta have a focus, right? So I guess like Sony, obviously the full-frame cameras are selling like hotcakes. So that's where the money is. I can understand why they emphasize more on full-frame. Comment Mariam says, if they do, I hope other ones would take their spot, like DJI. I don't know. If Panasonic is leaving the market, wouldn't it be a poor decision for any other players to come in? You know, it's like the original player, the huge, like one of the huge players just exited, right? It's a poor sign for Micro Four Third's future. Anyways, what do I know about business? Squadat says, hello from Orlando, Florida. Hey, Squadat, very good to see you. Mika says, good morning. Hey Mika, how are you? Getting ready for the biggest week in American birding in Ohio next week. Lots of warbird pictures. Alright, there's a birding event. Get your cameras and lenses ready. Okay, I'm gonna put a pause here because I think time check is it's 11 minutes past 10 already. I do want to give you guys some updates on what's been happening in my life. And also, of course, we want to talk about the topic for tonight, which I think is very, very interesting. Last week, I went to Bangkok, Thailand. It's not that far away. It's only about 2 hours flight from Kuala Lumpur to Bangkok. 2 hours, 15 minutes to be exact. It's just quite near. And why did I go to Bangkok? I needed a break after the Kuala Lumpur workshop, which I did about 3 weeks ago now with Peter Forsgaard and Mati Sulanto. That took a lot out of me. I was super exhausted, wiped out after that. I needed to recover. I needed a break. I just want to go somewhere to chill, to eat, sleep, and just to not to do anything crazy, right? Bangkok, why? Because Bangkok is paradise for food. Food there is just so amazing. I enjoy everything I ate there. And it's also heaven for street photography. So I also did a little bit of shutter therapy. And I have some friends there. So I caught up with some of my Thai friends, Thai photographers. It was such an amazing time. I only spent about 5 days there, Monday to Friday last week. I met up with a few friends. And yeah, I think I got some interesting photographs, which I can't wait to share with you guys. And that was last week, right? So last Monday, I actually published a video, which I think was quite interesting. It was me using an old DSLR, the Olympus E620, and the 50f2 macro lens to shoot a portrait of a friend, Ivani, which is a fantastic model. I thought it was quite an interesting video because I started getting serious in photography using Olympus 4/3 DSLR. My cameras back then were Olympus E520 and E5. I never had E620, but my E520 died, of course. The E5 is not in a functional state. Yeah, both cameras can be considered dead at the moment. So I bought the E620, I think about 2 years ago. I found it at Shashinki. Andrew should be familiar with Shashinki. It's a large camera store in Johor, but they do have, I think they were the first shop in Malaysia to have a large online retail presence. I can buy stuff from them online. I'm talking about more than 10 years ago. They were already selling things online, right? So I bought from Shashinki for really cheap. It was so dirt cheap that you look at the price, you don't even have to think, you just buy it. And I got the E620 mainly just to relive the nostalgia of the 4/3 DSLR days. And you know what? Looking at the photographs I've taken in that session, autofocus was fine, even though the 50f2 was the slowest lens for one of the slowest lenses for the 4/3 system. And the images, oh my goodness, the colors, the skin tones, the bokeh rendering, you know, the 3D pop, the sharpness of the lens, everything just looks so gorgeous. And yeah, I think I should be using the Olympus 4/3 cameras, the camera that I have, the E620, more and more now. I have several lenses now, actually. You guys must have noticed if you followed me for a while. I have the 50 to 50-200 f2.8 3.5, which is the native full thirds DSLR lens. I of course have the 50 f2, which I used to shoot my friend Ivani with in latest video. I also have the 14-54 f2.8 3.5, which is the first ever full thirds lens with a telecentric optical design, which the design itself was being copied by Canon and Nikon like many years later when Nikon went Z mount full frame mirrorless and Canon went RF mount. Yeah, so you know, it all started from that lens. So anyway, enough about the full thirds DSLR. So I thought it was really nice to bring that up. If you haven't watched the video, it was published on Monday. And I want to talk about a few events that's happening here in Malaysia. If you guys are not aware, this month a lot of things are happening in Kuala Lumpur. If you are in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, we have Kuala Lumpur Festival 2026, and there will be a cluster of many activities happening all over Kuala Lumpur all at once. Specifically weekends, there'll be like dance performance, traditional music, there'll be theater, there'll be even like photography related outings. There'll be some buildings being renovated and being repurposed to different art theme projects. I'll be involved. I will not say what I'm involved with yet, but I'm involved in this Kuala Lumpur festival in a very small part. So go to the website, KL Festival, just search Kuala Lumpur Festival, go to the website, look at the list of activities. Most of them are free, some are paid, but a lot of the events are free. Some you may need registration, you may need to RSVP for the events. Look it up, a lot of photo opportunities here. I'm sure it's a perfect place to work your camera and get some really good shots. So this is the month to really explore Kuala Lumpur and work your camera. Next, my friend Azul, who had this exhibition like a year ago, he's under the Shadows of Merdeka project. He's had several exhibitions already with this project. He's fully shot in black and white. He exhibited in Stadio Merdeka. He also exhibited in GMBB building. There were multiple exhibitions and talks and events. Even the book launch I also went. But now, finally, it's a homecoming for this event. So my friend Azul and Grace, this project of theirs under the Shadows of Merdeka, finally the exhibition will be held at the Merdeka 118. Sorry, Merdeka 118 Tower. That building is the second tallest building in the world now. It's also the building where they shot the Marvel's... What movie was that again? Oh my goodness, I can't remember now. There's a Marvel movie. Let me just search. Marvel movie featuring Merdeka 118. Thunderbolts. I just that word just escaped my mind. So Thunderbolts open with the Black Widow jumping off the Merdeka 118 tower. So yeah, there you go. It's nice because it was the buildings management, the people there that actually commissioned or they were the one who funded this project for the Under the Shadows of Merdeka, right? And finally, it's nice that now that the project is completed and they are bringing this exhibition to the building itself. So having it there, I think, will be mind-blowing. I haven't checked it out. I think the first day was 6th of May. Today is... it was yesterday. Yesterday was the first day of exhibition. I don't have time to go yet, but I'll check it out very soon. So the exhibition itself, I think, is going to be there until June. The information is not on this particular poster, but you can check it out. It's also part of the KL Festival. So this exhibition is part of the KL Festival, but I want to highlight this because there is an open photo walk. If you're interested to join Azul and Grace this coming Saturday, 16th, is it this Saturday? No, next Saturday. Next Saturday, 16th of May. There'll be a photo walk. Do check out this event. There's a QR code here you can scan. There's a registration fee of 20 ringgit. It's just a token fee. There's limited slots available, so if you want to go to this photo walk, do check it out. Unfortunately, I cannot join this particular walk because I will be working that day. I have a shoot. Some people forget I am a working photographer. I do get jobs and I have to shoot to get some income, or else I have nothing to eat and I'll be very skinny. You don't want to see a skinny Robin, right? So yeah, I have to work. So I work on that weekend, that particular Saturday. I can't make it for this particular walk. But if you do check out Azu and Grace. Both are amazing friends. They're super talented photographers. Right, and just a quick shout out to some of my Thai friends. So when I was in Thailand last week, I met up with Ekarat Pungyatara. He's the guy standing next to me here in this photograph. We are at his studio. This is his sort of like photography workshop studios where he conducted workshops. Ekarat is currently a National Geographic photographer for Thailand. He was also previously the editor for National Geographic. So, you know, this guy is so experienced. He's a legit photojournalist. He takes amazing photographs and he's a wonderful teacher as well. He hosts regular workshops for his students. Usually it's long-term projects. I think the projects runs for like 3 months at least. And he'll drive the students to push the students to get better shots. I've seen the students work. It's pretty amazing. So special thanks to Ekarat for spending time with me. I know he's so busy running a lot of things, like 1,000 things at once at Bangkok, Thailand, and still he made time to meet up with me, have coffee, to catch up, and he brought me to his studio to see where all these workshop actions were taking place, and also show me the work of his students. So that's very generous of him. There's so much I can learn from Ekarat. He's such an amazing photographer and friend, and yeah, I look forward to meeting him again, you know, like to pick his brain. So thank you so much, Ekarat. And another friend, this is Jojo. I took a photo of him while we were doing a photo walk. So I met Ekarat on Tuesday last week. We had coffee. I went to his studio and he brought me for dinner. We had mukata. I'll show you what mukata is. It's a latest trend in Thailand. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for the treat, Ekarat. And then Jojo, oh my goodness, Jojo went above and beyond. Like on Wednesday, we met up early in the morning. He went to my hotel to pick me up and to pick me and my friend up and to meet up with his friends. And together we went all over the city to take photographs for the whole day. We walk, shoot, eat, repeat. We find a place to sit down, a really nice place to eat, then walk again to take photographs, and then we visited the River City Art Gallery. My goodness, there's like dozens of exhibitions happening all at once. You know, it's like in the middle of the heat of the day, you're so hot, you go into the art gallery, it's air conditioned, so you chill down a little bit, go use the washroom, go fill your bottle of water, and immerse yourself with art, right? To get your creative juice flowing, and you go out and shoot again after that. Like all the areas around Bangkok. My goodness, Bangkok is so good for street photography. I'll share my photographs later, yeah, the photos I've taken at Bangkok, both the street photos and the food photos, what I've eaten. So thank you so much, Jojo. Jojo is currently a Thai OM system ambassador. He was also an Olympus ambassador. So I met both Jojo and Ekarat. This is Jojo, this is Ekarat. I met both of them in the year 2018. Or was it 2019? 2018, we went to South Africa during the time of the launch or before the launch of the Olympus EM1X. They were both Olympus ambassadors before, as I was the Olympus visionary as well. We were all Olympus visionary in the Southeast Asian or Asia Pacific's Olympus visionary program. We were brought to South Africa for about a week. That's where I met Jojo and I met Ekarat. And Jojo, he is still an OM system ambassador currently. Not only that, he's also a Ricoh ambassador. He takes fantastic photographs with Ricoh GR cameras. And he's also heavily involved with Hasselblad. So when I was talking to Ekarat the day before, so I told him about Jojo. And Ekarat, by the way, is currently a Fuji X ambassador. He's collaborating with Fuji, so he speaks for Fuji as well. He conducts events, workshops, and he does a lot of things for Fuji in Thailand. So he's Fuji X ambassador. So I told him, like, hey, you know what? Jojo is currently an OM system ambassador. He's a Ricoh ambassador. He's involved with Hasselblad. And then Ekarat said, how does he do that? Can he do that? I did not ask Jojo. So anyways, thank you so much, Jojo. And Jojo has his friends. That's me and my friend Spencer at the back. And Jojo is in the middle, and he brought all his friends around. A really diverse group of people, from a retiree to a student, actually, a university student. So we have a wide range of people joining in the group. And boy, oh boy, when I look at the way these Thai photographers work, when I look at the photographs, no joke, these people are legit photographers. Their photographs are incredible. And I would openly say this. I know I'm going to ruffle some feathers. I know some of my Malaysian friends are not happy hearing this, but Thai photographers, especially Thai street photographers, are on an entirely different level compared to Malaysians. Like, seriously, these people are so talented. Their work is just amazing. Like, Malaysians can learn a lot more from Thai. And it's even the photography community is so alive. There's exhibitions. Anytime you go, there's multiple exhibitions everywhere. There's talks, there's seminars, there's workshops, there's events. Whether it's organized by the brands, the camera brands, or the local communities, they're just so alive, and it's just amazing. Like, it's always happening. Whereas Malaysia is like, I don't know. And it reflects in the quality of work that we do. And I gotta say, like, I don't mind spending several years in Thailand just to immerse myself in the culture, right? The photography culture, and really learn something and to push myself to improve. Like, seriously, I'm not shy to admit that I have a lot to learn. I have a lot to improve. And looking at what these Thai photographers are doing, it's really scary what they do. It's scary in a good way. Like, they are really, really good. So yeah, that's we sat down for coffee in the afternoon while it get too hot, just to chill. It's very nice for everyone to spend time until dinner. We had breakfast, walk, lunch, walk, tea time, walk, coffee, walk, and dinner. So these people, they went above and beyond. Thai hospitality is so amazing. So thank you, Jojo. Thank you so much to Jojo and friends for having me and my friend Spencer. We had such a lovely time. It was truly a memorable trip. All right, enough about the Thailand trip for now. Let me drink more coffee. I'll get to the chat a little bit, and we'll start talking about the topic for today. Is Panasonic abandoning Micro Four Thirds? Let me drink some coffee. Coffee is good. Okay, let's see, where are we? Andrew says a new IS100 would be great to give Ricoh GR series a run for its money. Not really though. Have you seen how big the IS100 is compared to the Ricoh GR? Like, Ricoh GR is really slim. It's truly pocketable. You can't really fit the Panasonic IS100 in your pocket. Like, it's still really chunky. And that's what makes the Ricoh GR so special, right? It has a larger sensor, a relatively bright and sharp lens, and yet they make it so small. I know it's not a zoom lens, so you can't really compare. So what Panasonic or OM system need to do is to make a really small Micro Four Thirds size image sensor camera with fixed lens that is even smaller than the Ricoh GR. Then we can fly. You know, like, come on. It's so obvious. The formula is there, right? Yes, Thunderbolts. Yes. Took me a while to figure it out. At least OM system is bringing in OM3 Astro. I don't know, like, if Astro is your thing, then yeah, go for it, right? Yeah. Walk, shoot, hit and repeat. That's right, Gregory. That's what we do, right? Woofy says, if the rumors of the monochrome sensor OM3 is true, the OM3 solutions will really make one, then that will be a camera I will be excited to get, since it will be the cheapest monochrome sensor equipped to buy. What makes you think it will be the cheapest? I don't think it'll be cheaper than a Ricoh GR4 monochrome. I think Ricoh GR4 monochrome, currently the GR4 monochrome is already cheaper than OM3. Like, retail to retail, right? So when OM3 goes to monochrome, it's going to be, I don't know, I'm just expecting it to be 20-30% more expensive than the original retail price. If that's true, then it's possibly going to cost double than the Ricoh GR4 monochrome, right? Yeah. Yeah, the advantage of monochrome, one-stop dynamic range, not true. You don't get more dynamic range, but you do get the more refined contrast, the gradation, like the difference between light and shadow, how it fades. the gradation of the, like, you can see the tones, right? The layers of tones. The shift from highlight to shadow will be smoother, and that's where you get more contrast, and that will make your images not only sharper, but it'll look a bit more 3D. There's the more 3D pop, and this macro contrast will add to the illusion of depth, like the photo will look more realistic. Yeah, dynamic range still exactly the same. You can't add more light, right? The light captured by the sensor is exactly the same, so there's no dynamic range advantage. Okay, Wolfie says, I don't think Panasonic will abandon Micro Four Thirds, even though it feels like with the lack of launches, Panasonic has a huge following and a base, especially in the indie film community, and it's hard to give up. Yeah, but then again, it's like, if they are not abandoning Micro Four Thirds, why haven't they done anything? Like, even a nice lens launch would be nice, right? Like nothing, like completely nothing for 2 years. Yeah. Gregory says, I'll be sorely tempted by the monochrome OM as well. A new mono Pan F, even more tempting. Yeah, Pan F, making the Pan F monochrome will be a good move. That is not a bad suggestion, Wolfie. Gregory. Wolfie says, Panasonic GH series will always have a large base there because of the lenses filmmakers can access. But then again, what makes you think that the current filmmakers have not moved on from Panasonic Micro Four Thirds? There was a time some people dabbled in Panasonic Micro Four Thirds. There was a time some filmmakers explored the Micro Four Thirds option, especially on Panasonic. There was way before Sony made a huge splash. Panasonic was the forefront runner when it comes to mirrorless tech, making cameras small for video production. But what makes you think that they still stay with Panasonic? Like, if you look at the more recent reviews from G9 Mark II, GH7, GH6, it doesn't seem like a lot of people are warming up to what Panasonic is offering. A lot of people say, yes, Panasonic cameras are fantastic. A lot of people say, yes, like, the tools are great for their filmmaking work, no doubt, but there are many options. Think of it this way. If you are a serious cinematographer, you will have cinema cameras. You work with cinema cameras. You don't mind having a large-scale production gear. You have a crew. You have the budget, right? You don't mind working with all these larger and more expensive cameras to get the look that you want. Obviously, Panasonic, the Micro Four Thirds is still not going to match like what the Red cinema cameras or the Canon and Sony cinema cameras are able to do, or the ARRI, Alexa, whatever all these cameras can do, right? It's still a far gap. And what makes you think that all these filmmakers would actually give up what they want to do just to go with Panasonic? I don't think the base is that large. There are some people using it. Don't get me wrong, if you break it down by percentage, in the filmmaker community itself, I would think Panasonic Micro Four Thirds is not that large. That's just what I think. I could be wrong. I don't know. Feel free to prove me wrong. One of my favorite YouTubers, Smarter Everyday, uses GH5 for making videos, including taking it inside a submarine shooting a NASA launch. Okay. Sony FX at A7S series is a lot more expensive than... Not really. Not really. Well, here's the thing. I don't think, like, when I look at my friends, especially they are... I won't call them filmmakers, but they use Sony cameras to shoot videos. They do like wedding production, shoot wedding videos, which is a big industry. They can earn a lot of money. They don't use FX or A7S. They use A7 Mark IV, A7 Mark III, A7R series camera, and they are perfectly happy with the results. They also use the same cameras to shoot photographs as well. And when I look at them and the way they use the cameras, they never complain about overheating issues or lenses being too big or this or that or what you call that, the roller shutter or whatever. No, I look at the results and they make really good production output from their Sony, let's say, the A7 IV cameras. And they've been shooting this not just for weddings, but even for some commercial jobs. They can do really well. Like, I don't see a lot of people here in Malaysia using Sony FX or A7S, or at least within the people community that I am connected to, right? So no one uses Panasonic here. Wolfie says, when you have student films and very budget indie work with under $10,000 for gear, Sony, like A7 Mark III, A7 Mark IV. All right, seriously. Yeah. Okay, let's get to the non-members chat. We are a little bit behind. Chuck says, I got all the Micro Four Thirds camera gear from Map Camera in Japan using eBay. Where are you? You're not in Malaysia, right? There's no such thing as eBay Japan Map Camera in Malaysia. Godov says, I really wish Lumix made compact Micro Four Thirds like modern GS85. Love the user interface and color science. User interface, debatable. Color science, no. I'll show you later. I made a choice to move to OM3. Okay. J Paris says, okay, I'm actually debating between the OM1 Mark II and OM3. OM1 Mark II is $1,700 US with education discount. Do you think the viewfinder is noticeably better? Yes, it's miles better. I've only used the OM1 and find the viewfinder just okay. Really? Did you use the OM1 viewfinder side by side with the OM3? You know, sometimes people say like, yeah, I don't think like for example, earlier, like we would say, oh, the LS100 is so small, right? But have you seen the LS100 next to the Ricoh GR series camera, like GR3, GR4? Then you'll see how tiny the Ricoh GR is compared to the Panasonic LS100, right? So like, when you compare the viewfinder, when you use one, the reason why you think it's just okay is because the job of the viewfinder is to make you think like what you see is close to real life, right? It shouldn't wow you. A sign of a good viewfinder is that when you look at it, you forget that it's a viewfinder. You look at it, wow, it's what I see with my eyes in real life. And I don't see how it can be wowed by a viewfinder, but when you look at the OM3's viewfinder, it looks like an LCD screen. It doesn't look like real life. That's the difference, yeah. Barry Gunn says, went from an LS100 to the EM10 Mark IV recently after watching your videos and have fallen back in love with photography. Wow, okay, thank you so much for letting me know, and yeah, I hope you do shoot more of the EM10 Mark IV. Being able to change lens allows you to do a lot more, and the EM10 Mark IV has better viewfinder, has powerful image stabilization. You can change lens with that camera, so you can definitely do a lot more with the EM10 Mark IV compared to the LS100. Najvet says, I have a few questions. What's your favorite camera to go out and shoot? I have a lot of favorite cameras. I wouldn't pick one. Depends on what situation. For travel, I recently used the GM1. For street, I use the EM5 or EPL7. If I want to shoot concerts, I probably use the EM1 Mark II. If I were to do macro, maybe I'll use the EM1 original. You know, like there's no fixed camera for me. Not the best, but just the most fun to use. The most fun, I would say EM5 or EPL7. And second question, what's up with Pentax? What's with K1 Mark III? I have no idea about Pentax. I don't use Pentax. I do have some Pentax cameras, but I don't have the K1 Mark III. The Pentax cameras that I have the Pentax Q original, I have the Pentax K01, and a very tiny compact Digicam Pentax. Yeah. The new IX100? Alex, you want a new one? Hopefully they do release it. But then again, the rumor has been floating around for like forever, right? I mean, if they were to launch it, they would have launched it by now. Like, the fact that it's not being launched after so long, since the rumor has been floating around, means that probably it's not going to happen, right? Osiris says, I love eBay in US. I've bought all my Micro Four Thirds camera gear from there. My last purchase was a GH5 Mark II, brand new for $899. I've never had a bad experience purchasing camera gear from eBay. It's just that nobody here does that, and I think that's the reason why, right? Nobody does that in Malaysia, yeah. Yumi says, hi everyone, hey Yumi, how are you? I'm abandoning Panasonic. Why? Lenny says, Panasonic abandoning Micro Four Thirds will not be a good sign for the system. Hopefully, OM system can launch some mind-blowing systems soon and keep the system from stagnating. Yeah, I think either Panasonic, if Panasonic is still in the game, if they are really serious about it, they can't just launch a repackaged product, right? It has to be something really impactful. It has to be a wow camera to make people interested again. I think same goes to OM system. If OM Digital Solutions intend to succeed and make a profit, then their products have to reflect that, right? So yeah, Paul says, good evening, missed the start from Perth. No worries. I'm just glad that you're here, Paul. Welcome to the stream. Court says, I know this is an out of subject question, but which bag do you suggest for the EM1X? I don't use EM1X. That is a monstrous camera. Yeah, 4150 Pro attached. I can tell you the bag that I'm currently using, but they are not for EM1X. I have two bags that I actively use. Let me see. One you see a lot in my POV videos. which is this particular bag. Is a what's the brand of the bag? Oh my god, Hans. It's a Hans bag. So Hans camera bag. It's this one. I made a video about it. That's the current bag that I'm using a lot. All right. And the other bag that I use is Watercraft, which the workshop participants would have seen me carrying that bag around in the KL workshop. And Watercraft camera bag. And this is the one that I am also using a lot. This one. All right, so I don't think these bags are meant to fit such a large camera and such a large lens. As you know, I work with very small cameras and lenses. My largest camera is OM1 or EM1 Mark II. OM1 is larger than EM1 Mark II. So they are not that big, right? So there you go. I don't have any other recommendations for you. You need to go larger for the EM1X. The weekend videographer. Wow, what a name. I'm mainly a Nikon shooter, but recently I bought a second-hand Olympus EP7 as a small pocketable camera and I love it. Beautiful colors and so easy to use and much better than a phone. We don't have EP7 in Malaysia, unfortunately, so I'm not familiar with that. I can only see what's from the specifications. It seems like it's quite similar to the previous generation of like the EPL9, EPL10. Not much difference from that. So I have nothing much to compare to. But yeah, I'm glad that you're happy with the camera. I guess it should be a good camera. Linda says, hi all, greetings from Germany. Hey Linda, how are you? Good to see you here. Anthony says, I'm excited to hear that OM System is seriously considering introducing a new OM3 monochrome. Did they say that? Did they say they are considering? What did the rumors say? Let's see the specifics. I don't think they will say anything so concrete like, oh, we are considering it, right? Let's see what did the rumors, or if I can trace it back. It's just a rumor, right? Wow, rumor. OM System might launch a monochrome OM3 in 2026. Nobody said anything. So your sentence here is quite misleading, Anthony. So based on your sentence, it says that OM System is seriously considering. But when I look at the rumor side, I guess you saw this news or rumor from 43 Rumors, right? It says it's a wild rumor. No one said anything about OM System mentioning that they are considering OM3 monochrome, right? So yeah, I mean, I'm in a position where I have to be very careful what I say. Things like this can get me into trouble. You know, I have to be really careful not to put out things that are misleading or can cause confusion. And when things go out of hand, it traces back to me. I can be sued, man. I can lose money. I gotta be very, very careful what I say. Yeah. Linda says, I'm at 20 minutes too late, but catching up. No worries. I'm just glad that you're here, Linda. No worries about being late. My reply to the title, yes, and self-censor, you... Oh, no. I think we don't know for sure if Panasonic is abandoning yet, which is just a guess, right? Why they're being so silent for so long. Yeah. Gregel G, if I said it wrong, sorry. Put the GH7 guards in the GX format, please. Hopefully they do. Linda says, I have to commend Fuji. I don't think they're abandoning their crop sensors or urging their customers to upgrade to medium format. I know, right? As much as I'm not a big fan of Fuji, I gotta say, they've done a lot of things right in the marketing, in the product strategy, in the way they engage with the customers. You know, like, I know there are many problems with Fuji cameras, like autofocus is not the greatest. I'm not a fan of the film simulation, and ergonomics of the cameras are a big problem, but they know how to sell cameras. They know how to market the camera and target the right people. And they're doing really well. It's reflected in their financial status or how much money they make. If you look at their recent financial data, they are doing super well. Yeah. Chuck says, here's hoping OM won't pull a recall on the OM3 monochrome, removing color but put the price up 500. Actually, they will increase the price because it's harder to make a monochrome sensor than a color sensor. The color sensor is already, you know, it's mainstream. Like, let's say they got it from Sony, which I think they probably did. It's already made, like, readily available, right? To make a monochrome sensor, they have to custom made it they have to do modifications which will add cost, right? And especially the monochrome sensor will not be like, they won't sell it in a large quantity or as many as the color sensors, which makes it even more expensive because you're making a smaller batch, right? With modifications, right? So yeah, let me get to the members chat. JTech says, don't worry everyone, GoPro is selling micro filters. Leave it to GoPro, right? Ufi says, as much as I would like the monochrome Ricoh GR, I would still prefer an interchangeable lens mount, even for a little bit higher price. Yeah, but then again, you mentioned like it's the cheapest camera with a monochrome sensor. That's not true. It's the Ricoh, right? Yeah, GoPro could not save themselves from DJI. I know, right? DJI is like dominating the action camera market. Wolfie says, Panasonic has been my first mirrorless camera from G2, and it has been my longest running brand I have used from 2010 to 2017. It'll be very sad to see them go, right? Gary says, you saw my camera bag at the KL workshop. Left pocket, alternate lens, right pocket, extra batteries. Yeah. That's the advantage of using Micro Four Thirds. You can just not use a camera bag, right? JTech says Olympus and OM have such great monochrome profiles with the standard cameras. I would be surprised if they made a dedicated monochrome OM3. Yeah, and it's not that like first of all, no one is saying anything about them making monochrome sensor. They didn't say anything. It's just a rumor, right? And I would be interested to see if they actually do it. They'll be really interesting if they do. I'm not against the idea, but from business standpoint, I don't think it's very wise because they're not going to move as many units as they can, say, compared to if they come up with a Pen F Mark II, for example. You get what I mean? Why not divert the resources to come up with a camera that can really wow the audience and is guaranteed to sell really well? Or something to fight the GR or Fuji X100 series cameras, right? Yeah, let me just read a few more chat and then, yeah. This side towards the screen says, OM should make a new Olympus Trip 35, just a simple fixed lens point and shoot. Micro Four Thirds, the OM Trip. That is a great idea. We talked about this before, right? Yeah, that is not a bad idea. Compared to a Leica monochrome? Why do we compare to Leica? Leica is a totally different alien thing. Greg LG says, maybe the new GoPro with the Micro Four Thirds will inspire Panasonic. I don't think so. All right, since we're already heavily into the topic, might as well just dive in, right? All right, so the topic for tonight is quite simple. It's Panasonic abandoning Micro Four Thirds. I hope not. I really hope not. But what we are seeing is not very encouraging. The last product that they launched was in May, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just get my facts right. In June 2024. So now we are in May 2026. In June 2024, almost 2 years ago, they launched the GH7. In December 2024, they released the G97 Mark II, which is like a tiny update to whatever the cameras that they already have, which is not counted as a new product. So the actual real product that they launched, the most recent one, was almost 2 years ago in June 2024, the GH7. Ever since then, for almost 2 years now, it was complete silence from Panasonic when it comes to Micro Four Thirds products. No new cameras, no new lenses. There have been rumors floating around. They might come out with the LX100 successor. They might come out with maybe one of the smaller Micro Four Thirds cameras. God knows which one. Hopefully it's the GM series. Just rumors floating around. It's been floating around for a while now. I'm sure it's been more than 1 year, but nothing has surfaced. If Panasonic were to launch something this year, would it be strategic to make a huge splash at, say, a huge photography event? For example, the Japan's CP Plus back in February or March. That would be the perfect timing to launch a new camera when the entire world turns the heads and eyeballs to you, right? To the event. And that's where you launch your product and everyone will actually come and really pay attention, right? But no, we get zero announcement from Panasonic. We get no updates. And it's not like they are promising anything. They didn't say anything about Micro Four Thirds. To me, it feels like, one, from the way I see it as a photographer, as a fan of Micro Four Thirds products, as a fan of Panasonic's Micro Four Thirds product, number one, they no longer care about Micro Four Thirds. They put very little emphasis or attention to Micro Four Thirds. They don't really care about the products. If they do, it wouldn't be 2 years of silence. 1 year is already very long in this kind of industry, right? 1 year is an extremely long time, but 2 years, my goodness, might as well is just totally forget about the industry and just move on, right? And two, there's a high possibility of them just quietly exiting the market, right? And I know I'm just making a lot of assumptions. This is a lot of guesswork, but seriously, if they are committed to Micro Four Thirds, if they want us to stay loyal to them, wouldn't they have launched something by now? Even an updated, I don't know, like a GX85 or GX10 or something, or I don't know, one of the G series cameras, right? That would be amazing, right? Nothing. It's like complete silence. And even an LX100 update will be amazing, but nothing. And it's not like people are not telling them what we want. If you go to Micro Four Nerds channel, Emily, she constantly she has said many times the GM5 is a fantastic camera. Even Chris from Petapixel, Chris Nichols, he has mentioned that the GM5 is his all-time favorite camera. It's the best camera ever, right? So, like from such large sites, Petapixel, come on. Chris and Jordan, I mean, they've been around from the Camera Store TV, from DP Review, and now Petapixel. I mean, they are an important voice in the industry, right? Even they mentioned that, come on, like Panasonic, give us the GM series camera, GM5 Mark II. And this is not new. They've been saying this for years, right? And I also said that my favorite camera from Panasonic is the GM1. Nothing. They completely ignored the user feedback. They acted like they didn't listen, like none of this existed, and just do nothing. That does not project a very well message to us Micro Four Thirds fans. I am truly a Micro Four Thirds fan. I don't think I need to explain that anymore. I don't need to convince anyone. I am perhaps one of the largest Micro Four Thirds fans out there. And I'm using a lot of Micro Four Thirds products from Panasonic now. GM1. This is GM1 with the kit lens 232. I love this to bits. I brought this to Bangkok, Thailand. I'm going to share some photographs very, very soon. I also have Panasonic 9 f1.7, fantastic wide angle prime. I also currently, what you're seeing me through this live stream, it's a Panasonic lens, the Panasonic 15 f1.7, which I love. It's a fantastic lens, and I mean, looking at this live stream looks pretty good, right? It's a beautiful lens, nice bokeh, very sharp lens, very small and compact. I love the feel of the lens. Yeah, what other Panasonic cameras do I have? I have a few other Panasonic products. I also have the 14-140 Panasonic lens, which I also do love. I can't remember all the other Panasonic lenses that I have, but I am a huge fan of Panasonic products, and it will be very sad to see them go, seriously. And I hope that is not the case. And if they really want us to stay loyal and really want the Panasonic Micro Four Thirds fans to continue using the products, wouldn't it be a good decision to launch a new product? Hey, Panasonic, sometime soon will be good. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Panasonic is abandoning Micro Four Thirds at this point? It's been almost 2 years now. 2 long years of silence. That is like centuries in the world of modern, especially now with the smartphone and AI dominating the market, right? 2 years of not launching anything is like forever. Right, so yeah, let me know in the chat. I'll drink some coffee and I'll get back to the chat. Let me get back to the chat. And then I'll share the first special photographs. Okay. Movie says, in terms of APS-C system and quality, I like Fujifilm most out of all the other brands. If I had to go there, I would pick Fuji first. They may not support the Kaizen, but they are customer loyal. I wouldn't pick Fuji just for one reason. Autofocus. I need reliable autofocus. No autofocus, no go for Robin. Gregory says, I am going to have a research how a monochrome sensor is made. Do they strip the Bayer filter off? And no, it's not as simple as just taking off the filter. Wolfie says, it's funny that out of all brands, OMT Solutions has a very rich and deep film history. It could bring so many camera-inspired designs to modern day like Trip 35, and let's say it competes only with Nikon and Fuji. Not really. Fuji doesn't have anything to draw from. Fuji cameras basically copy Leica. If you haven't realized, the X100 is technically a poor man's Leica. Fuji, as the name suggests, Fuji film is film. Not really. They do make some cameras, but they copy none of the cameras they have made in the past. None. Because honestly, the cameras are quite ugly. Wolfie says, Canon continues to confuse to make vintage-inspired cameras. Even officially from Canon managers, Sony and Panasonic don't have the history that Nikon, OMT Solutions, Fuji doesn't have anything. Yeah, let's see. You guys are talking to each other, no worries. That's great. Gary says, is Sony still fabricating sensors or are they sitting on a pile of old stock? They do have a lot of new sensors for Micro Four Thirds, just that nobody is buying them. There was one 48 megapixel one, right? Yeah. So yeah, there you go. I have to stop dictating. Siri is having offensive hallucinations. Why are you talking to Siri? Wolfie says, especially these days when fat wafers are incredibly expensive and limited thanks to, you guess, AI. Jada says, maybe OM Systems can buy Panasonic. Do they even have enough money to buy anything? Like, seriously, are they even making profit already this year? Like, we don't even know the financial status, right? I know from the start, every single year until last year, they are not making a profit. They are still in the reds, right? They are in the negatives, in the reds. So yeah, if that's the case, I don't think they're in a position to buy any companies. Gregory says, to Wolfie, sensors for science instruments are all limited custom runs, so my experience is not applicable. All right. Let's see. Where were we? Anthony says, I want OM Systems to introduce a Micro Four Thirds XA1 with a fixed 14 f2 lens. That will be an excellent travel camera. To make a 14 f2, I think 14 f2.8 will be easier to make. 14 f2 will make it too large. Yeah, not a bad suggestion, just saying. Even Ricoh GR3, GR4, is not a 28 equivalent f2. It's f2.8. So that tells you to make it small and pocketable, f2 is not possible. Jepper says, I meant I used the OM3 and find it okay. Thanks for the response. Alright, no worries. The Weekend videographer says, it will be a shame if Panasonic quit Micro Four Thirds. The G9 Mark II is great for video and wildlife. With the Leica 100 to 400, I take it when I travel as the equivalent full frame lens is giant. I'm just gonna... Where did I see that? I saw an event by Sony recently. Wildlife event. Shooting birds. I don't hear any Sony users complaining the cameras and lenses are too heavy. I think the only people that are complaining now is the Micro Four Thirds users, complaining full frame cameras and lenses are heavy. I look at all this full frame, like last year I was at the International Bird Race in Fraser's Hill, where you have like thousands of people shooting birds at the same time. 95% of them, obviously non-Micro Four Thirds. A lot of them use Sony, Canon, Nikon, with all the huge bazookas. Not a single person complain it's heavy, like seriously. They'll rather use those heavy cameras and lenses. So, you know, it's like, I'm not saying that our opinion is not valid, but I'm saying if that's your only argument, small and light, you're toast. You need more than that, right, to sell the camera. You can't just argue, oh, we are smaller and lighter, but that's not enough, like seriously. Tommy says, if Panasonic releases new compact full frame soon, maybe confirm they abandoned Micro Four Thirds. They already did, right? They released a compact full frame, which is the S9, which is quite a compact size camera. Anthony says, hi Robin, greetings from Virginia, US. The GX9 and GM5 are great compact cameras. The GX9 successor or GM5 successor will be so awesome. Like, it's not rocket science, right? Like, why can't they see this? Everyone sees it. I'm sure the GX9 or GM5 successor would sell so well. Like, why don't this, I just don't understand. What is the direction that they are going for? It just doesn't make any sense, like seriously. Anthony says, Olympus back in the 80s had a pocketable clamshell style cameras. They were called XA1 fully mechanical, XA2 was automatic with zone focusing. Alright. Cyber says, I got the Mzuko 486. Good lens. All lenses from Olympus is called Mzuko. Which one? The 17 f1.8. Ah, okay. Not my favorite lens though. Like if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that I don't like that lens. Anthony says, sorry for the autocorrect. You're supposed to be there. It's a rumor that OM System is considering bringing it out. Yeah. I'm not saying this against you. It's just that I have to remind myself, you know, you have to understand, I can't say things that are not true. It will come back to bite my ass. It's more of me reminding myself, like, Robin, be careful. Don't say things that are not true. Right? I hope you see that, Anthony. Yeah. Arrow says, hello, Robin. Many people want a bit higher resolution on the new flagship from OM. Even me, but what would a better... It's a 14-bit and 12-bit is... I mean, this is the largest misconception ever. If... And it's not just if. This is true. Alright? If Olympus, OM System, or Panasonic, they are able to squeeze everything in the 12-bit file already. Making it 14-bit will not give you any extra advantage. It's just wasted storage space. Whatever that's available in the sensor, they've already fitted into the 12-bit file. You get everything out of it already. Making it 14-bit wouldn't make any difference. This is true. Like seriously, the high-res 16-bit is also pointless. Like seriously pointless. This. Anyway, musician Luca says, people talking about new cameras and I'm here still rocking on the EM10 Mark II. It is a fantastic, fantastic camera, musician Luca. Okay, let's see if there's any chat from members. Edward says, I don't put in high hope for a revival of Micro Four Thirds, but if they throw in film simulation in a GM5 body like LUTs, I assume it's gonna sell like hotcake. It's like nostalgic digicam but better image output. I can see why some people will like that. I can understand why you will love that, but I think to me that's garbage. I'd rather Panasonic fix the weird colors, because Panasonic colors now, to me, it's ranked the worst of all the cameras. I'd rather they fix their colors first than slapping some weird film simulation on top of, or LUTs on top of whatever colors that they have now. Fix the colors. That's more important. Wolfie says, don't get me started with autocorrect between duck and... Okay. Let's not go there, Wolfie. Maybe OM Digital Solutions could convince NASA to send OM1, OM3. Nah, they're not in a position to bargain or ask or demand anything. They have nothing to bargain for. Have you seen the pictures from Artemis mission? I'm in love with the Mark II of Earthrise, and I've printed it and I'm putting it in a frame on my wall. Nikon, right? It's all on Nikon. It's not a picture that makes me feel proud of being human and what it represents of humanity. Yeah, Nikon did something right with the cameras. Andrew says, Panasonic is too focused on S9 and wanting to upgrade any Micro Four Thirds cameras. That's what I feel. I know, right? Well, maybe the S9 thing is a Malaysian thing. Like too much emphasis of S9 here. Maybe elsewhere in the world, it's not so much of S9. I don't know. I'm just saying, right? I'm not saying that S9 is a bad camera, but the pricing and the lens choice, I'll stick with the Sony A7 series for full frame. And there's also other Sony choices, right? Like A7, what was that? A7C, right? A7C series. Yeah. Wolfie says, the attitude that Robin got from Panasonic representative about his opinion on the S9 tells you everything about with what's wrong at Panasonic management. They are disconsidering the Micro Four Thirds value. His comment was not about me saying things about the S9. It's more about me talking about the GM5. Like, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, Wolfie. I'm not correcting you. I know what you're referring to. It's just that the context of that email was to rebut what I said about GM5, because I was just making a small reference of the GM5, like, hey, look, we have the GM5, and you know, if the S9 has been made in Micro Four Thirds, like the GM5 or GM1, it would have been fantastic, right? And they were saying, no, the GM5 is this. No, the GM5, the sensor is so old, it has no image stabilization. The S9 is better than the GM5. I was like, why are you trashing your own product? And it's like, the world is so in love with the GM5. Can't you see it? It's like, this is so weird. Anyway, oops. Well, I clicked wrongly, but anyway, EP says, I think I will leave Panasonic and switch over to Canon R series. Go for it if you feel like that's what will make you happy. Yeah. Edward says, all I hope now is a spare part of the Lumix Micro Four Threads will continue to be supplied for many more years, so I can keep using my GS85 in case of maintenance or repair needed. I don't know where you are, Edward, but I think like in Malaysia, there's not much hope for maintenance or repair. Right. JTech says, Robin, do you have a video on monochrome settings for OM that you particularly like? If so, maybe you could link in chat. I don't have... Wait, I have something. My video, JTech, my video on next week, Monday, will be a monochrome profile. Let me see. Since you're a member, you're going to see it on Sunday night. But let me just check on what I have now. Ooh, Emily posted a new video. I just got it on my notification. Let's see if I have... I have this one, but this is not from Micro Four Thirds. Okay, there is something here. You can check this out later. This is OM3 mono profile. You can check this out later, JTech. And maybe this one as well. Copy. There you go, JTech. Hopefully these two videos will keep you busy. And of course, the coming video next Monday will be in about black and white photography. All right. Ruby says, maybe if Taylor Swift finds out about GM1, GM5, then maybe Panasonic might actually pay attention. Well, they actually... Well, Taylor's current camera is what? EM10 Mark IV, right? And we don't get an EM10 update from OM system. They don't even care about what Taylor Swift is using. No worries, JTech, appreciate that. Alright, so let's get to a few more chats and then I'll start sharing my photograph. Wow, I'm a little bit behind. Linda says, I've never tried Fuji, so I can't comment on their cameras and lenses. Too expensive for me to try. I know, right? Currently, Fuji prices are crazy. WSSDOG says, what was Panasonic's Micro Four Thirds release cadence prior to June 2024? I have to admit, it's deafening silence if OM is out releasing Panasonic. They will have like 3 or 4 products a year, like 1 lens, 2 cameras, or something, right? That's like, it's common, yeah. Anthony says, I was using voice detection on iPhone. Sorry, I did not check before sending. No. Anthony, I apologize because I sound like I'm correcting you. I'm just correcting myself and reminding myself that, Robin, you gotta be careful what you say. There will be consequences if I say wrong things. You get what I mean? Yeah, it sounded like I'm saying, oh, Anthony, you're saying this wrong thing. Yeah, I mean, I said that. I'm sorry. It's more like, Robin, before you say this, check the facts, which I did. I opened up the 4.3 rumor site and see what it actually said. Did OM system really say that, you know, OM3 is making a monochrome sensor? Are they considering making it? It's me reminding myself to be really, really careful, right? I might sound off like I'm attacking you, but no. Like seriously, most of the time it's just me reminding myself, right? Just all is good, all good. Like it's not you, Anthony. Yeah. All right. Anthony says there are new rumors in the last 48 hours might be introduced. Yeah, I saw that. Hopefully that pans out. All right, I'm going to put a pause here because I don't want to turn this into like 100% gear chat. I do want to talk a bit more about photography, and the only way to do that is to share photographs. And let's do that. So I went to Bangkok, I talked about that already last week for 5 days. And I did some shuttle therapy there, I ate some good food, and I only brought one camera with me, which was this Panasonic GM1. I brought two lenses with me. This kit lens, 12 to 32, and the lens that I used for most of my street photography shots was the Olympus 25 f1.8. It's packed in my camera bag somewhere out of reach at the moment, but imagine this is GM1 with the Olympus 25 f1.8 attached. So there we go, when you look at these photographs. Right, here we go. Thailand is so wonderful, and I was shooting at Yaowarat and Songwat area. Both areas are known to be Chinatown in Thailand. And Yaowarat, I was there on Tuesday. Songwat was on Wednesday. On Wednesday, I was brought around by my friend Jojo. Thank you so much, Jojo and friends, for showing me around and showing me where to shoot. One of the things I love about Thailand street is that for the main streets, the outside the main roads, you have to go to smaller streets. The small streets is smaller streets and smaller streets and smaller streets. It's like a network of the tiny streets behind the main roads. And you can just get lost in these tiny streets. It's just so many things to shoot at the back alleys. And these streets, like, there's so many things happening. People actually walk there and like sell things there and cook food there. It's just so much to see. This is like one of the scenes from the smaller streets. It's just so amazing. Jojo was actually capturing the shot of this man. So this man was actually looking into Jojo's camera. But I like to capture this part because I want to see a little bit of the background. I want to let the background to tell the story of what this man is. And sometimes it's nice if the man is not looking directly at the camera, and you can still see the story of what the photograph is trying to tell. So that's the first photograph. I like shots like this. It shows a lot of layers. It shows the shop. It shows that there's people sitting on the pavement or the road itself. And it shows a lot of people like all over the place doing different things all at the same time. And it's just so nice. I just love shots. It's a little bit messy, a little bit chaotic, but it's also what Thailand is. Like the streets, sometimes when shooting on the streets, it's not always like clean. I'm not talking about dirty or not clean. I'm talking about composition wise. It's not always very, what do you call that? What's the right word to describe? Besides tidy, it's not always tidy. Yeah, it's messy. Yeah. All right, this is actually near the flower market. Oh my goodness, I discovered the flower market. Jojo showed me the flower market. Oh my goodness, I love it so much. And you know, the thing is, I love Jojo for bringing me around, but we were constantly walking and they were so familiar with this area. But it was my first time to a lot of these streets. And it was like everywhere I turned to, everywhere I pointed my camera, it was like, wow, 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 wow. I want to shoot everything. But you know, I was with a group of people and I was already holding everyone back. And you know, like I want to revisit this place again sometime in the future. Just me, just alone, just me and my camera, spending time and not rush and really wait for the shots to happen, right? So yeah, this is just so many things happening there, and people in Thailand are so nice, like so nice. And yeah, this is one of the men sitting on the street, and I actually asked permission if I can take photo. He said yes, so I took a photo of him. And it's just people there are so nice, and look at the smile on the face. Oh my goodness. And I do want to capture a close-up shot. This is more like an environmental shot to show where he's sitting in relation to the street. But when I go closer to the face, then you can reveal all the features, all the texture of the face. There's years and years of stories all written on the face itself. And look at his smile. Oh, it's like, it just melts my heart. Like, this is why I bring my camera out and take photos of people. And boy, oh boy, Thailand is just such a fantastic place for street photography. And this is also another very typical scene of Thailand. You can see workers sitting at the back of the trucks. This is actually against the law in Malaysia, so you don't see this in Malaysia. So I normally find things that I can't find from where I'm from. So yeah, this is like very cool. It's just that the guy is looking up, so it's just nice that I can have a clear shot of the guys, one of the guys sitting in the truck. So yeah. and a lady opening up the shop. This again in one of the back alleys. This is not at the front shop or the main road. This is one of the smaller hidden alleys, which is very, 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 very cool. You can see the shoes are in front. Like literally, you don't see these kind of things at the main road. This has to be right at the back or somewhere very, really hidden, which is very, very, very cool. Yeah. This is at the main road. This is on the main road. The guy is selling gas. Cooking gas together with rice, which is very interesting. I guess the whole shop is selling like these similar things, and of course, this is like a bit of environmental shot to show a little bit of background and what the man is doing. Like it adds a bit of context to not just the person, but also the overall story. And of course, I have to go really, really close. And because the light comes directly from the front, you get very nice catch light on the eyes, which we really prize for when we want to shoot portraits. Really lovely catch light on the eyes. And clock. This is again one of the hidden alleys, the small alleys. It's really nice. You can have different layers of people interacting, doing things. This is really, really, really cool. I think from the clock, you can roughly tell what time it is. Oh, they're all showing different time. I would say this is like maybe in the morning around 10 o'clock or 10:30 in the morning. I don't have the exact time. The time on the GM1's clock is dead. So the exact time of the pictures taken was not recorded. And it's just a random lady walking down a path. I like that half of the street is bathed in sunlight, the other half is in shadow, so it makes it a little bit more dramatic. And also part of the body is touched by the sunlight, which is really, really cool. All right. And I saw this lady stirring the pot of soup from a distance. And she was like hunched over and look at inside the pot, right? So I walk over. It took me some time to get close to her, but when I was near, she's still hunching over, looking and stirring the pot, seeing what's inside the soup. So I got the shot, which is really, really cool. Yeah. A lot of nice street food in Thailand, in Bangkok. It's just amazing. And yeah, this lady, again, preparing street food. Nice environmental portrait of showing the plastic baskets, the one in red, green, and blue. That's very typical Thailand. You don't even see that in Malaysia. Look at that, you know that this is not Malaysia already, where you have all the different condiments and sauces in those baskets, which you'll bring to your table, which is really, really cool. Right, I think it's one of the street food vendors, which is really nice. This is just a typical street shot. You see like the drawing on the wall versus the lady that climbed up the chair to fix something on the wall. I don't know what she was doing on the wall, so yeah. All right, that's it for the first set of images. Just want to point out a few things. Like here in this photograph, you can see a large calendar. That's a very Thai thing. Every Thai shop or household will have a very large calendar, which I think is very interesting. Like the type of calendar that they use, right? Let me see if I can find another one of the calendars. There's a calendar at the back, if you can see on the wall as well. Here on this particular image, let's see, calendar. There are a few more later. You'll see the calendar. It will pop up again in some of my other photographs. So yeah, I really love this series of photographs that I've shot. I hope you guys have enjoyed this first set. All right. Okay, let's see. Let's get back to the chat. Let me drink water. It's been more than 1 hour. All right, let me drink some water and I'll get back to the chat. Do we still have coffee? Coffee. All right. Where were we? Let's see members chat first. If we have members chat, I think we do. Goofy says, Robin, if I'm going to get the Olympus E620 for DSLR, Klang Chakafan, would the Olympus 11-22, 50f2 and 5200 would be good trio to stick with, or do you recommend a different lens setup? I think these are very good lenses to use. 11-22 for wide angle, 50 for telephoto and macro, and 50 to 200 if you want to shoot something from a distance. Very good setup. No issue with that. Finally, photographs. Gregory, come on, you know me. I always have photographs. Tonight we have a lot of photographs. A lot. Yeah. Simplified. Yeah. If you want tidy, yes, tidy was the word. Tidy was the word. Yeah, go to Singapore is tidy. Yes, tidy. Tidy was the word I was looking for. Gary says, my daughter wants to go to Thailand. I may have to go with her. Go. Oh my goodness, you should go to Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Phuket. Oh, so many nice places in Thailand. Movie says, I would love to do street photography in Asia, almost anywhere there, while I would still struggle with anxiety. If I get smiles as reactions instead of mean stare, I would feel more at ease. You will get a lot of smiles. And it's not mean stares. If the people like refuse to have their photos taken, it's more like, no, I'm not pretty. I'm not looking at my best now. Like don't take photos of me. It's just them being shy. It's not them, like being antagonistic or them like being confrontational. No, it's not anything like that. It's just like, oh no, I'm just too shy to have my photos taken. So it's a good place to start if you want to take portraits of people. Edward says, I'm from Malaysia. Recently, my GS85 tilt screen had issues. Many third-party repair shop told me I had to send back to Panasonic PJ office. The tilt CD replacement would cost 400 ringgit. That's alright. 400 is not too excessive. I think that's a fair price. I mean, considering it's not a new camera anymore, so the parts will be very rare to find. Wolfie says, all those clocks are accurate to some place on the planet. You are right, Wolfie. You are right. Andrew says, I really, really miss Bangkok. Haven't been back since the pandemic. Go back there, man. But oh my goodness, the things there are so expensive. Oh my goodness. I feel the pinch in my wallet. But it was so worth it. The food, the streets, the people there are so nice. It's really expensive. Gary says, are there as many people photographing in Bangkok as in KL? Not really. Maybe because I went in the weekdays. If I go on the weekends, there'll be more people. Or like the places that I explore are maybe not the main street photography places. I don't know. Oh, I did go to the more touristy streets at Song Wat. There's a hipster touristy street. There you see a lot of photographers. I think pretty much like Petaling Street in Kuala Lumpur, you see a lot of photographers there. But if you go off like the not so popular areas, there'll be less photographers. Yeah. Thanks, Wolfie. Excellent images, Robin. Thank you for sharing. No worries. It's my pleasure to share. Andrew! Patience, Andrew. The food is coming. Ravi says, the flower market is definitely a great place to shoot. I actually bumped into Ekarat when I was last in Bangkok. I must make another trip there. Wow! You bumped into Ekarat. How the world does that happen? Wow, it just shows that the world is such a small place. And yes, oh my goodness, repeat. The flower market, right? I mean, it was my first time there. It gives me Chowkit vibes. Like, not the current Chowkit, but the old Chowkit market before it was demolished. Like, I can spend the entire day, like, from morning, 8 o'clock until, like, 5 in the evening there. Just shoot and shoot and shoot non-stop. Like, that place is so huge. And everywhere I turn the camera to, it's just so good. Like, my goodness. Like, I'm not surprised, Rippy, that you know the place. Rippy is a very experienced photographer. Like, I've learned so much from Rippy over the years. I've been to so many photography events with Rippy, and he has showed me the ropes. He has taught me so much. So I'm not surprised Rippy knows all the amazing spots in Thailand. Yeah. Luffy says, here in UK, I was never asked not to make a picture or to delete a picture, but I got paranoid look. I understand. Yeah, you do get some of that here. Some people may not want the photos to be taken. But hey, like, I think generally people here are quite nice. Gregor says, I had an XA1 to keep in my pocket when my OM1 II rig was too unwieldy. It was a great little camera. Yeah, like they should bring a digital XA1, right? Make a comeback. Why not? Uvi says, we live in a strange world where people trust corporations and governments to spy on them and surveillance, but everyone is paranoid of their fellow people and neighbors. I know, right? That's just kind of sad. Yeah, it's just the world we live in. But at least here in Malaysia, I think people are more open and very warm, and if you just go up to them and talk, they will talk to you. Yeah, and if you want to take the photographs, that's perfectly fine as well. Like, not an issue whatsoever. Okay, let's see. Ho says, I used Panasonic's micro four thirds in the past. They're brilliant, but I think now they push all their R&D into full frame. Well, almost all, in my opinion, Panasonic S9 is the statement that kills Panasonic micro four thirds. Yeah. And them being so defensive, right? Like, I'm just saying that, you know, if you make a micro four thirds camera with the S9 philosophy, you don't have to compromise so much, right? You could have had mechanical shutter. You could have had electronic viewfinder without making it that big. It could have been smaller than the S9, and it could have been a better camera than the S9, and it could have fitted in a hot shoe as well for flash. Why you compromise so much, make it half a camera and call it, you know, hey, look, this is a mirrorless S9. I mean, it doesn't make sense, right? Yeah. Anthony says, in the last year or two, Panasonic has not updated the full frame line and the micro four thirds line very much. So people are asking questions, what's going on? Yeah, I know, right? That's, yeah, I am asking questions now. Like, what the hell, Panasonic? Yeah. SS Production says, I have a GH7, but for everyday carry, it's too big. Heavy and expensive. I want the modern technology with face detect, subject recognition, and a good video. I had to resort buying the EM5 Mark III. EM5 Mark III is such a fantastic camera. It's just that it doesn't really have subject recognition. I think if it has subject recognition, it would have been perfect. I would have no more complaint for the EM5 Mark III or the OM5 series camera, right? Yeah, too bad it's lacking that. Aoyagi says, I think it would be strange if Panasonic abandoned micro four thirds after getting those new 25 megapixels non-Sony sensors. That said, they are releasing a ton of compact L-mount lenses to woo micro four thirds users. Looks like, yeah. It's kind of strange, right? Like, I don't mind them putting effort and boosting their full frame cameras and lenses. That's fine, but hey, you know, like, give us something as well, right? We are your micro four thirds supporters. We are your micro four thirds fans. Without us, you wouldn't be here, right? Bloomy says, love your channel. Thank you so much for saying that. You have a new subscriber from Denmark. Thank you so much. Thanks for the support. I hope you stay around and I have plenty of new videos to share. Jay-Z says, what do you think 25th anniversary of Lumix? I don't know if they even care. But it's not technically 25th anniversary of Lumix. Lumix has been around longer than that in the form of their compact cameras. Like, the digital cameras have been around for, like, I don't know, since the early 2000s, right? So it's definitely more than, yeah, it's more than 25th anniversary, right? Linda says, I always remember how Panasonic tried to tell Robin that the S9 is the better GM5. Yes! That's the thing I was talking about when I was answering Wolfie's question earlier. Also made I'm imagining things, but I know, right? Like, yeah, but launching their 40mm for the L mount while simultaneously discontinuing the iconic 20mm, which could desperately use a refresh, just felt like rubbing it in. Yeah, the 20mm could really use an update, especially when it comes to autofocus. The lens could have been a little bit better, but I know it's a lot of people's favorite. I can see why. It was one of the first few micro four thirds primes with bright aperture. So, and it's so tiny. It's a true pancake lens, right? I can see why a lot of people love that lens, and it's still a fantastic lens. It's just that it needs an update, right? And the fact that they discontinue it and release the 40 f2, yeah, it's sending not the kind of message that we want to hear. Yeah. Anthony says, if OM Systems were to introduce OM3 monochrome camera, I think it will sell better than you expect. PF Mark II monochrome probably will sell better. I don't think it will sell that well. I mean, looking at the current data, whether it's from Pentax monochrome cameras, like the Pentax K3 monochrome, or the GR4 monochrome, or the Leica monochrome cameras, none of them are breaking any records, right? None of them are selling very well. And the black and white dedicated sensor cameras is a very niche market. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I do think that an OM3 monochrome will be interesting. I would love to try one, but I also feel that it will not bring in as many sales as, say, PanF Mark II color sensor. I think you will agree with that, right, Anthony? EP says, Selamat evening, Robin. Good evening, Robin. Greetings from Netherlands. All right. Wait. Why am I seeing different messages from the screen? So on the chat, it's saying Selamat Malam Robin, Salam dari Belanda. But as I put it up, it's automatically translated to Good evening Robin, greetings from the Netherlands. Wow, I never knew that the auto translation is there. Let me check. This is weird. This is very weird. The chat is in Malay, but as I put it up on the screen, it's in English. Am I seeing things? Let me drink some coffee. Yeah, good evening, Ipi. Selamat malam. WSSDOG says, I agree. I didn't get into Olympus for compactness. I was more compelled by the value and the image stabilization, and these two advantages are diminishing rapidly recently. They need to come up with a wow camera with new technology and innovation, like seriously. Oli Hansen says, I always carry two cameras for important events, a full frame and a macro four thirds. Wouldn't it make sense to have two similar cameras so that you can interchange the cameras more seamlessly rather than have two different menu systems, two different lens collections, and you have to bring like two sets of different lenses? That's kind of strange, right? I will use two cameras so that I can similar cameras so I can share the lenses and maybe the same batteries, and you know, like everything is more seamless that way. Linda says, technically OM Digital Solutions does not have that history. They are not Olympus. Well, they do carry over the Olympus history with them. I think they are allowed to do that by Olympus. I don't think Olympus, as the parent company, will be so cruel to prevent them from using the Olympus history, right? That would be, I don't think it's the intention. Like, they know that they have carved out the division. I'm sure like proper communication and negotiation will allow them to use the Olympus history. Yeah. After all, OM is from the Olympus origin. OM, like Olympus Maitani. So the fact that they're able to use OM as the brand means that they are okay. They have the blessings to use the Olympus history. Epi says, I still shoot with the Panasonic G9 Mark II, but lately I purchased a Canon DSLR and I enjoy it. All right. Canon cameras are really awesome. Yeah, let me go to members chat if there's any. Yeah. Members chat. Gary says, I agree, people in Malaysia were very warm and friendly, almost eager to have their pictures taken. Yeah, if you see the POV video that I did with Peter in Peter's channel, I was taking a photo of someone in front of me, and one lady just walked in front of me, between me and that guy, and said, hey, take my photograph. I was like, what the Sure, why not? Yeah. Andrew says, Panasonic has been promoting a lot of their new pancake for the F2. Looks more like two mooncakes stacked together. I'll show you two mooncakes stacked together later. I'll show you. Yeah, Wolfie says, one more thing that makes me doubt Panasonic will abandon Micro Four Thirds is that the manufacturing lines they already have make gear that Micro Four Thirds users buy. Okay. Wolfie says, if they switch those manufacturing lines to L-mount lenses and cameras, who will buy the extra production? Not the Micro Four Thirds users. The L-mount demand is not there to completely stop Micro Four Thirds support. If that's true, then why don't they release any new products for Micro Four Thirds? They're sending all the wrong signals, right? You guys are talking to each other, no worries. Okay, keep doing that. Wolfie says, I don't think Panasonic can afford to stop making and sell Micro Four Thirds stuff until L-mount actually picks up demand to transfer the production and R&D. We never know what they are doing. AI is invading Robin, we have to save him. It's so strange, like, I'm supposed to be able to project or pick up whatever is in the chat and just put it on the screen for everyone to see, right? But it's different. Like, on the chat is Malay, on the screen is English. That's really strange. No, the coffee did not fix anything. Robin's computer got invaded by AI Translate. I don't know, right? It's crazy. Photo bomber with attitude, and an older lady as well. It will be a teenager in the West with this kind of attitude. I know, right? Yeah. Okay, let's get to a few more chat and I'll share another set of photographs. Let's get to the non-members chat. We are a little bit behind, but don't worry, I'll speed up. You guys are talking to each other. Carlos says, so how do OM system colors compare to the rest in your opinion? I have been working with Olympus colors and I think it's quite consistent with the only OM camera that I have, which is the OM1. And I've also recently tested I've tried the OM3 and OM5 Mark II. The colors are consistent with the, say, whatever cameras that I have. EM1, EM1 Mark II, I have the EPL7, EM5, Then currently the OM1, the colors are quite consistent. And compared to the rest of the other cameras, I would say though, if now I were to really pick a favorite color profile, really a favorite one would be Canon. I would think Canon skin tone is still fantastic, it's still better. But having said that, Olympus skin tones are really good. I've been working with it for years, no problem. I also quite like Pentax from my limited experience with Pentax cameras. The only one that I've used extensively is the Pentax K01. I really like the colors to a point where it might be a little bit better than Canon, but I can't like put my foot down and say, okay, Pentax colors is the best because I've only used that one camera. So I need to use a few more to make a more rounded judgment and conclusion. But so far, I've used quite a lot of Canon cameras. I definitely prefer Canon colors over Nikon. Nikon colors are okay, but man, Canon colors is, again, these things are subjective. We're all different. You feel free to choose what you like. I never like any of the film simulation from Fuji. I think they're all garbage. They should just discontinue them, but I know a lot of people love them. Sony, but I gotta admit, Sony has gotten better over the years. They have neutralized the weirdness of the colors, right? Like, I don't know, like 10 years ago, the original A7 Mark II, those colors are really bad. But recent years, I look at the new Sony cameras, they're okay. They're okay. They're not bad, not the best, but they're okay. But yeah, currently because Micro Four Thirds, especially Olympus OM system, they are still my main system now. So I work with Olympus colors the most, and I'm very happy with them. No issue whatsoever. Like this color here that you see from the OM1, like this is almost straight out of camera, right? This what do you think of the color? I think it looks very natural. It's not exaggerated. It looks pretty good, right? Yeah. All right. The raw files on the GS7 was easy for me to process. I learned how to get the colors just right. No, the GS7's raw file was really horrible. I solved the camera. I couldn't stand it. WSS the OG says, quote the coup for Nikon on Artemis. Apollo missions in the 1960s all use Hasselblad medium format. Wow. Okay. Weren't Panasonic cameras being used in TV show productions? Which one? Be more specific. Linda says, if you think the EM10 Mark II is old, I'm rocking a Lumix LX3 as an everyday camera. Hey, the LX3 is a fantastic camera. I don't mind finding one. It's just that in the used market, the LX3, LX5, LX7, these cameras are so expensive. My goodness, like I can't justify paying for the price. I don't mind buying one just to play around with. Mr. KK Speed says, my feeling is that neither OM or Panasonic innovate as they were in 2010s, and neither of them focus on acquiring new generations of users for Micro Four Thirds systems. Well, to be fair, OM system did have some innovation, right? And they did have some new cameras and lenses, like they launched OM5 Mark II last year, OM3 last year. They have the 150 to, not 150, sorry, the 50 to 200 f2.8 Pro, which I think is fine. They updated some of the lenses like the 25 1.8 and 17 1.8 Mark II. So I think they're doing all right. They could do more. Don't get me wrong. More innovation is definitely welcome. But at least new cameras, new lens, you know, a wow lens like that, the 50 to 200 f2.8 Pro is a really fantastic lens. Expensive, yes, but it's a really good lens, right? Wow lens for that matter. You know, like they're doing something. Panasonic, on the other hand, is like drop dead silence, like pin drop silence. That is concerning, right? JML says, when I worked as a pro years ago, I used industry standard cameras and lenses. Now as an enthusiast expressing my creativity, I enjoy the Panasonic GX85 Mark II. 2 body and 4 lenses. Wow, capable and reliable. That's fantastic. Yeah, like there's a difference between shooting for a job and shooting for yourself, right? If you have clients, you gotta deliver results. So you gotta get at least capable cameras and lenses. But when you're just doing for yourself, like for me, when I go for travel, for my street photography, GM1. Right, it does the job, right? Yeah. WSS the OG says, wow, Thailand trip, jealous, wonderful people, even more wonderful food. Yes, the food photographs are coming. Let me just read a few more chat before I get drowned in comments. Oli Hansen says, my old GM1 still works as new. I shot some events with it and the pictures are sharp enough for print sizes. GM1 for the win. GM1 for the win. Mr. KK Speed says, by the way, Canon made a very popular Micro Four Thirds camera, the V1. I believe that is a direction Micro Four Thirds should win over new generation users. Yeah, kind of sad, right? It's the Canon and other people, they are taking advantage of the Micro Four Thirds sensor. Even GoPro. Surya says, Sigma 56 1.4 or Panasonic 42.5 f1.2, which is better? Number one, these are different lenses. You can't compare a 56mm to a 42.5. It's like comparing a cat to an orange. They are completely different. I can do things with the 42.5 that I can't with the 56. And I can do things with the 56 that I can't with the 42.5. Right? Let's say that I need more reach. The 56 will give me a tighter composition, get me closer to the subject compared to 42.5, hence giving me a better shot. But if I'm in a very tight space, the 42.5 will give me a wider composition, will fit in a little bit more. 56 will be too tight, so you got to use the lens in the situation that give you the shots that you want. You can't really compare it that way. Number two, the Sigma is not designed for Micro Four Thirds. It was designed specifically for APS-C size sensor, which means the Panasonic in this regard, the 42.5 f1.2 will be better, but it's also a lot more expensive because that lens was made specifically for Micro Four Thirds. So I don't think which is better is the right way to ask. It's not the right question. Which lens suits you more for your photography? Only you can answer that question, right? Okay. Let's see. WSS DOG says, and there it is. You caught the bird nest wiring on the poles. Yeah, the crazy wires, right? My friend Jojo actually told me why it happened that way. It's a long story. I'm not going to go into there, but yeah, timeline in Thailand, yeah. Ollie says, some people can't sleep when they drink coffee. I'm quite the opposite. I can't drink coffee when I sleep. Okay. Anthony says, do you think they should bring out the Micro Four Thirds version of the old film camera, the XA1? Are you familiar with this clamshell film camera from back in the day? They can try. I don't think it's a bad idea at this point. Any new product is better than no product at all, especially smaller, more compact design. That is the way to go, right? That's how you can capture the market, especially with a Micro Four Thirds sensor and a high quality lens. Yeah. Let's get to some members chat if there's any, and then we will go to the photo sharing. Dan the Guitarman says, it's always been English for me too. I've never seen Malay chats. Oh, wow. Did they automatically translate? Okay, interesting. All right, let me share the second set of photographs before it gets too late. All right, so we have food. This is khao soi. This was actually the first thing that I ate when I was in Bangkok. It's a cafe nearby the hotel that I stayed. It's what my friend Ekara would call elevated Thai food. I think it's sort of like a fusion, traditional Thai with some Western influence. So obviously the Wagyu beef is Western, that's steak, right? But these noodles is basically khao soi. It's a northern style curry noodles, so which is very, very good. Some close up on the Wagyu beef, which is I requested medium rare, which is fantastic. So nice. It goes so well with the curry soup. It's so good. Curry gravy. So good. Everything taken with the Panasonic GM1, by the way. Everything with the GM1. Some with the 1232. Some with the 25 1.8. This is the pork pig neck, roasted pig neck with jiao or jiao. I don't know how to pronounce that. Jaew with jiao jelly. The jiao is something like a chili sauce, which is really, really, really good. Yeah. Stuffed chili with pork, very nice. A little bit like yong tofu in Malaysia, but very, very nice. It's roasted, it's grilled, sorry. So the taste is so good. Mango sticky rice. Come on, man. Mango sticky rice is the thing. I should eat more of this, but it's so sweet though, so dangerous. But it is so good. Mango sticky rice, like the perfect end to any of the Thai dishes that you have. Right. This is an actual street food. This was at Convent Road. The place is called Kway Teow Kai. Okay, I'm gonna get all my pronunciation wrong. The name of this dish is Jumbo Tom Yum Noodle. It's dry style. They have all the different kinds of condiments, and in it, it has wonton, it has roasted pork, it has char siu, it has braised egg, it has pork cracker, it has so many things, and even pork balls all put into a bowl of noodles. It's so good and so filling. This is the first thing I ate on the second day. Yeah, it's at Convent Road, the popular Kway Teow Kai. I did not eat from this stall, but it's the pork leg rice place. It's so good. Look at the stew. Oh my goodness, it's so good. Yeah, I just passed by. I just want to grab a shot of this. It smells fantastic. Yeah, stop by a hipster cafe for not coffee but Thai milk tea. Thai milk tea any time of the day, morning, afternoon, night. It's so good. We specifically asked for no sugar. No sugar Thai milk tea. It tastes so fragrant, so good. Oh my goodness. This is chili garlic fried rice with Wagyu. Chili garlic fried rice. So good, so good. My goodness. It's close out of the Wagyu beef. Look at that. Look at the redness. It's so nice. This is Mukatak, the one I talked about earlier, my friend Ekarat, who I spent time with on the second day. He brought me to his studio, talk about the workshops that he's conducting. He's the National Geographic photographer in Thailand. And he brought me to this sort of like grill dinner, Mukatak. The difference is that in Malaysia, we don't have water on the grill pan. You can look at the sides. It's like a water gutter. And they let the fat from the grilled meat drip down to the water, the boiling water, where you can cook like other stuff like tofu, vegetables, or any other seafood. Even the meat at the water as well. You can boil them there together with the meat fat. It's so good. This is what they call mukatak, or mukatak. That's how they pronounce it, right? I'm gonna get all this pronunciation wrong. It's so good. And thanks again, Ekarat, for the treat. Such a fantastic guy. Pad Thai, of course. Pad Thai, as I have put on the screen here. Pad Thai! Ta-da! I ate quite a few Pad Thai, but I'm just going to show you one of the Pad Thai that I ate. Yeah, street food, of course, by the roadside. At the roadside. It's so good, so filling, so nice, so unhealthy, so much fat, so oily, but so good. Yeah. Basil minced pork with rice and fried egg. Very typical Thai dish. And look at the amount of chili that they put in it. Oof, the spice. So good, so good. This, I have to say, of everything I've eaten this round in Bangkok, this plate beats them all. This plate is simply orgasmic. This was introduced to me by Jojo. Jojo brought me to this pork leg rice place. Oh my god, it's so nice. It's so nice. Like, I actually ate this Pad Thai as breakfast, and about less than 2 hours later, I was eating this. I have finished everything. It was so delicious. It was so good. Oh my goodness. I dream about this. I seriously dream about this. When I go back to Thailand, this will be the first thing that I hunt for. It's so good. And we eat this together with the with this pork leg rice. This is a crispy pork belly, I think. It's so good, so nice. And some mini spring rolls from the street. We buy off from the street and just nibble some of these spring rolls as we walk around. And this is a traditional Thai ice cream, homemade ice cream with traditional jelly. Jojo said, of course, I'm not familiar with any of this. This is my first time eating this. But Jojo is a Thai. He said the jelly tasted exactly the same as it was 30 years ago when he first ate it. Same jelly, same taste, same consistency for 30 years. Can you imagine? It's so good. Yeah. And this duck noodles is 50 years old recipe from the family. 50 years old roast duck noodles. It is so good, so good. Duck noodles, the roasted duck and the noodles, just amazing. Like, we just ate and walk and ate and walk. My goodness. And some mini wontons or mini dumplings, right? I'll show the guy who made this later, which is so amazing. And even something as simple as this, egg pancake in the morning. We walk by, on the way to our breakfast location, we found this seller, this vendor. Why not just buy the mini pancake from him? It's so nice. It's so nice. And Andrew, this is what I was talking about, mooncake. Does this look like mooncake to you? So one of the cafes that I went previously to in Bangkok with my friend Jason in the year 2019, the cafe is called Roast. And this was in Central World, one of the largest shopping malls in Thailand. I went back there because the food there was amazing. And I looked at this in the photograph and ordered this. It has salmon and spinach fillings with it's like a pastry crust from the outside. But my oh my, like first glance, the first thought that crossed my mind is mooncake. Gotta say, it looks like mooncake, right, Andrew? And it's so good. It's so good. Yeah. And of course, have this strawberry pancake. Gotta have some hipster food. Thailand's cafe culture is also very rich and very interesting. I have a lot of food I've eaten. I'm not sharing all of them here. I'm just sharing a few of them here. This is pineapple fried rice in a different location. Very nice. But this is chili, pepper, and garlic fried rice with pork crackling. It is so good, but they put a note in the menu saying it's spicy. They are not kidding. It is extremely spicy. And I can generally take spicy food. Even when I ate this, I was like, oh my, this is really spicy. It is so good. I will order it again the next time I go there. It's so good. Crispy deep fried pork belly is so good. It's so good. Tom yum soup, of course. If you go to Thailand, you must have a tom yum soup. They have two variants. This is a creamy tom yum soup. There's a clear tom yum soup. We went for the creamy version because it's more traditional. It's so nice, right? Again, mango sticky rice. Why not? Another round mango sticky rice is so good with the whole mango in it. All right, and yeah, tom yum noodle soup. This is for breakfast the next day. Tom yum noodle soup. And I think this is the last photo of my food already, the food series. Right, that's it. Tom yum noodle soup, the last photo for the food series. I hope you guys enjoy the food series. I am definitely getting hungry. I'm gonna eat something after this live stream later, but let me drink some water first, and then yeah, and continue to the chat. Water. Okay, how far are we behind? I hope I'm not that far behind. Let's get to the members chat. Dan the Guitarman says, it's sad that all I want is for OM to bump up the megapixel count to at least 26, but I've lost faith that we'll ever leave 20 megapixels with OM. Kind of sad, right? A few drops of coffee left. I also wish we get like 26, maybe 33 megapixels or 30 megapixels would be great. Andrew says, I love all my Panasonic cameras, but the skin tones is just a pain in the butt to edit. I know, right? Uvi says, oh, how ugly and bad the greens were in S7R Mark II. They were significantly better when I got the S7 Mark IV. Yeah, they have improved the colors recently. They have. They are listening to the customers at least. Uvi says, honestly, I'm not bothered by colors of any brand, Nikon, Sony, Panasonic. I shoot raw. I always aim for an output that fits my preference, not what the camera thinks. Even the Panasonic cameras, like, it's so hard to work with the raw files. I had to spend quite a bit of effort. Like the photographs that I've shared, I have never worked so hard on my photographs compared to, say, if I shot with Canon or Olympus or even Sony cameras, right? Yeah. Yeah. Uvi says, but cats come in orange and some oranges are rude. Okay. Yeah, cat do, yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, I better catch up with the chat. Gregory says, orange does not scratch you when you pet it. True. Very true. That's the biggest difference, right? But then again, I don't have experience of cats scratching me when I pet them. Yeah. Dan says, wow, those all look so good. Yeah, the food looks so good, right? And Ufi says, those look so amazing, delicious. I feel like I'm starving right now. Yeah, man, you should definitely go to Thailand if you have not. Andrew says, okay, I'm going to have Thai for lunch tomorrow. That's the thing, right? The Thai food in Malaysia is so hard to find Thai restaurants that serve pork. They have pork everywhere in Thai. It's just not the same, you know? It's like, Anyway, Luffy says, now I'm afraid if I ever come to Asia, I might never come back because of the food. The food is just heaven. Like, Bangkok is hands down food paradise. Andrew says, I think I gained a few calories just looking at the photos. They all look so yummy. I know, right? They're so good. I had such a good time just eating. Like, I'll be happy just to eat and not shoot. Yeah, Wolfie says, Robin, I swear all the dust on the sensor is going to kill me one day out of frustration. That's salmon Wellington, the mooncake. They call it Wellington? They call it, I don't know how to pronounce it. They call it salmon and croûte. Such a very nice name, right? Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong, but I'm trying my best. Salmon and croûte. Who says, I would love to try that if it's that spicy. I live for lava on my tongue, spicy sweats and spicy tears. Yeah, that was the spiciest thing I've ever tasted when I was in Thailand. Even the tom yum soup was not that spicy. After I ate the rice, because it was in the same sitting with the tom yum soup, the soup was not spicy at all. It's crazy, yeah. Wolfie says, I've never left the European continent, Robin, unless you consider the British island not being part of Europe. Yeah. One day, maybe. One day. Who knows, right? Yeah, you might try that. And do come to Malaysia. I would love to meet you. Yeah. Okay, let's see from non-members chat. Ho says, especially in Southeast Asia, people won't throw hands if you ask permission to take pictures of them. The worst case, they'll refuse. Yeah, and the main reason they're refusing is that they're just being shy. Anthony says, I think it's possible to make a digital XA1 that is slimmer than the original one, definitely more pocketable than the original film camera. Hopefully they do. Hopefully they do. Yeah. Ollie Hansen says, a pocket micro four thirds camera would have to be smaller or cheaper than the Ricoh GR to make sense. They don't have to be that much smaller. It can be about the same size, but they can do something different, right? They can do like a 50mm equivalent, like put a 25 f1.8 lens in it and make it really, really small. That would be amazing. Or a zoom lens, say 12 to 40 f2.8, make it really tiny and compact, right? That would be great. If it's possible. If it's possible. Anthony says, I really think OM Systems would seriously bring back a digital version, uses micro four thirds sensor with 14 or 15. I don't think f2 is possible at this point. I think f2.8, as I've mentioned, if f2 is just going to be too big. It's just going to be too big. Kunal says, I've heard that OM3 will have a monochrome version. No, I'm going to say the same thing that I've said to Anthony earlier. We got to be very careful what we say here, because if I say the wrong things, there'll be consequences. Based on the rumor site, for 3 rumors, Andrea, the guy who's running it, says he heard the rumor, right? He heard, but not OM3 will have a monochrome sensor. It's just a rumor that OM3 might have a monochrome sensor. So there's a difference. There's a difference. And people says, Robin, I want to buy an old DSLR to do photography, but I can't decide what to buy from Nikon or Canon. Those are the only options I have at the decent prices. I want to aim for a Nikon D90 or D300S. Nikon D90 or D300S will be a perfect place to start. Nothing wrong with that. I think both cameras are very capable. In fact, I was actually looking at the Nikon D80. While I was in Bangkok, there was someone selling it for really cheap, but by the time I got back, it's already gone. The D90 is a better version than the D80. D90 is a CMOS sensor, the first Nikon DSLR to feature video recording, and overall the image quality from the camera is still fantastic, even by today's standards. So I think D90 will be a good place to start. I would think that the D300 series will be too large and heavy. If size and weight will be a concern, then I think D90 will be a bit more manageable. Yeah. Kunal says a full metal body with a sealed Panaf with a flip-up screen and a new 14 f2 lens with aperture ring would be amazing. Okay. Okay. Yeah, weather sealed. I think that's the mistake they did with the Panaf in the first place, which they didn't repeat with the OM3. Thankfully, that was the reason why Panaf was not a large hit, because with the same price, you can get an EM5 Mark II, which is weather sealed and has better specifications than a Panaf. Better viewfinder, better, I think overall, not better image quality because Panaf has a newer 20 megapixel sensor. But overall, the camera is weather sealed. That's why the favor goes to the EM5 Mark II. Yeah. Flat says, hi Robin, how are you doing today? I'm doing great. Thanks for joining the stream. All right. And people says, YouTube with its auto-translate making victims again. Like, seriously, right? That's kind of strange. Ollie Hansen says, give me a camera where I can remove the IR filter and use Micro Four Thirds lenses. It's not that easy, right? Like, the process of making the filter, the sensor and putting the filter on, it's not like, oh, I can just snap on, put on something on and take it off. It's not that simple. If it's just like one micrometer or nanometer off, things will be wrong, right? It won't fit properly. Yeah. Yes, Pad Thai. Pad Thai is so good. Yeah. Linda Mar says, okay, I wasn't sure OM even has the rights to say the old trip or other. I'm sure they do. I'm sure Olympus will be proud to have someone bring the history to life, wouldn't you think? Yeah. Chuck says, I often go out with my Sony with a 70 to 200 and 2x converter for wildlife, EM Mark III for everything else. All right, that's amazing. Yeah. Wow, how do I pronounce this? Pathclick? Pathclick says, I actually carry two cameras, GM5 and GM1. For me, the main advantage of micro four thirds is small lenses that could not be achieved with IPS-C or full frame, especially for telephoto. Okay. And people says, I want to buy something for under 200 euros that shoots better than a smartphone and has plenty zoom because I enjoy what I do with my phone, but I have to be so close in order to get a good image. Yeah, definitely the Nikon D90, if you can find one. WSS DOG says, Canon color science is the champ. Olympus is good, but always has a bit of greenish hue. Can be back off in camera. Yeah, I feel Canon colors are not accurate though. Don't get me wrong, if you look at what's true to life, it's not really representative of what's in real life. But the skin tone rendering, if you shoot a lot of people, which I do, man, the skin just looks so good. There's some magic to Canon skin tone. Yeah. Wow. It is auto-translated. I see Chinese here. Okay. But it's translated to English. I really enjoy reading a photography knowledge sharing, although I don't understand it very well, but I have a translator. Wow, okay, so now YouTube is translating things automatically here already. Interesting. Ollie Hansen says, Pentax are different in color from one model to the next, but all of them in an interesting way. Yeah, that's why I can't put a blanket statement saying that Pentax colors are the best, although currently I really like the colors coming out from the Pentax K01. Yeah. Dan the Kitamins, you guys are talking to each other, no worries. Linda says, I got my LX3 used ages ago and now they are almost twice the price. I know, right? It's crazy, the pricing. Yeah. Linda says, speaking of Olympus colors, I recently saw a video where the guy said the JPEG colors of the EM5 Mark II were special and different to those of EM10. Can anyone confirm? Nah, he's just dreaming. The colors are the same. If there are changes, it's the difference of the white balance, the auto white balance engine. Some cameras have different way of gauging and calculating the white balance. If you sync up the white balance settings, the colors from EM10 and EM5 Mark II should be very, very, very similar. Yeah. Anthony says, this is supposed to be an anniversary of Olympus' 90th anniversary. I was hoping, like many, that they were going to introduce new cameras this year, especially the new flagship. Hopefully they do. The OM1 Mark II is due for an update. Since OM1 Mark II was not exactly a true successor to the OM1, they're like 99% the same. So an actual OM1 Mark III or a replacement or a successor, I think that is due. They definitely should come up with something this year. Anthony says, I do not think a new flagship is going to come until 2027. I don't mind waiting if they can get things right. Don't rush it and give us a true wow camera. Like, I don't mind waiting a little bit more, right? Yeah. A little longer, introduce new flagship, new sensor, high resolution. I do not know, but I'll be happy with the 24 megapixel sensor. I think 30 will be a good spot. 30. The meat looks so raw. Nah, it's medium rare. Yeah, it's how you cook steak, right? Yeah. Ollie Hansen says GM1 with a more responsive mechanical shutter would be nice. Response time is not fast on that camera. I don't feel response time is slow though. I feel the GM1 is as fast as any of my Micro Four Thirds cameras. I don't feel the camera slowing me down. Eric says, great images as always. Thank you so much, Eric. I appreciate the kind words. Any tips for getting good food shots when the lighting in a restaurant is bad? Mixed or harsh? Harsh or mixed lighting? No tip though. If the light is bad, the photo is bad. I'm sorry. It's just how it is, right? But one thing is try not to shoot with wide angle. most of my shots, if I use the 12 to 32, I'll zoom into 25 or longer. If I'm not using the 25 1.8 already, try not to shoot at like 14 or like 16, 17. Try to go 25. If you can go longer, the better. But I understand sometimes you go out to dine with your friends or family. Photography is not the main priority, and you don't want to hold everyone back. You don't want to be the freak that takes like 15 minutes to take photos of the food and everyone is like waiting for you. So if you want to be quick, you may not want to use too long of a lens, like 45 f1.8 for example, or if you have a 12 to 40 lens, you don't want to zoom all the way to 40. Something like 25 or maybe 30 millimeters would be a very good range to work with. It gives you a very professional look. It's not too wide. You have less background to work with. You have more compressed background. That will make everything look cleaner and tidier. Yeah. But lighting wise, I can't help you. If lighting is bad, it's bad, right? Anthony says, hopefully in June, we'll see a new camera announced with new technology. I know a lot of micro four threes users want to see PanF. Why June though? What makes you think something is coming out in June? That's weird. Surya says, one composition advice for someone who wants 15 1.7 for travel. I don't have any composition advice. What I would say is that when you compose the photograph, ask yourself, does it feel right? If it doesn't feel right, then ask yourself, what's wrong? Is it the background is bad? Is it that you're too far away? Or is it you're too close, you need to step back? Or is there something that you should exclude from the background or from the frame? The only thing, I think all of us would compose things differently, right? If you and me stand the same spot shooting the same thing, we'll come up with different composition. And it's not necessarily one composition is better than the other. We are just different. What matters is, do you like the composition? If you don't like it, then ask yourself why. Then from there, you can easily, from the process of elimination, you can work your way to the composition that will make yourself happy with the shot that you get, right? Yeah. The lighting at these Thai restaurants are quite nice. Not really. Some of these shots are not that. This is fine. This lighting is not good. This is very dim. I was using ISO 3200. Or 1600 to 3200 for these shots. This is not good lighting. This is not good lighting. This is not good lighting. This is good. This is window light. This is window light. This is window light. Oh, this is of course outdoor. This is outdoor. This is not that good. This is fluorescent. I need to use ISO 1600 for this. This is okay. This is okay. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is not good. This is at night under fluorescent light. This is good. This is good. This is good. This is fine, this is fine. This is not good, not good, not good, not good, not good. Yeah, this is actually also very high ISO 1600. Yeah, so yeah, there's a mix of good and bad lighting there. But especially the last few ones were very, very, very dark. Let me go back to the ones. Yeah, these two shots are very, very dark. Especially this one as well. These are very, very, very dark. The reason why it doesn't look dark is because I expose it properly. In my exposure, I make sure that my photographs look really, really bright, right? So you can control exposure to make it look dark or bright. It's how you expose your photographs. So I make it look bright. Oh, this is fine. This is like under the bright window light, not a problem. So yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's get back. Anthony says, hopefully 6.5 months from June. 6.5 months from June, we'll see a new flagship. What's with this very specific timeline? Like, I don't think they care about what we want, right? Surya says, okay, Surya, I see that you have typed this 5 times now, and so you're gonna continue typing this. If you're continuing to do this, right, be careful though. YouTube might mark you as a spam, and you might not be able to comment here ever again, and I might not even know that, right? So if you have a question, you guys, this is to everyone here. If you haven't noticed, I go to every single chat. I never skip anyone's chat. I don't. I go to every single chat. If I haven't come to your chat, all you have to do is just wait. If you can't wait, you can go off the stream. You can watch it later when you're free. I always answer every single person. All right? Typing it multiple times will not make me answer your question any faster. Okay? Yeah. Linda says, mouth-watering images. Thank you so much, Linda. I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah. Fadli says, Fadli Nurul says, new to photography with Panasonic GX85 and 20 f1.7 and 40 to 150. Loving the setup. Any other budget-friendly lens recommendations, or should I save up for better glass? I would say from your setup, I hope you have the kit lens, 12 to 32. This is a good lens to have if you don't have this already. 12 to 32. If you don't have, you can find one in the used market. It's not expensive. Very versatile. Good zoom lens to have. Good image quality. Sharp. Has image stabilization. Will work with the dual IS with the GX85. And 12mm wide angle will give you different kind of shots that you don't already have. Another lens that you might want to check out will be the 45 f1.8. Maybe 42.5 f1.7 Panasonic, but generally the Olympus 45 1.8 is cheaper than the Panasonic if you are in Malaysia. It's my favorite lens. I love that lens. You can find on my channel, just search Robin Wong 45 1.8. I have like 10 videos on that lens. Fantastic, fantastic lens. Yeah. I'll just bring one video for you. Let me find that lens. Why it's not here? Give me a moment. Found a video. Just gonna load the link. Share, copy. Olympus 45mm f1.8. So if you have not seen this video, Fadli Nurul, check this out. This is for you. All right. Okay. Let's get to the members chat. Andrew says, salmon and croûte is the French way of saying it. Salmon Wellington is the British way. Basically the same dish. Wolfie says, Robin, I got from a camera store junk box for a free Canon 350D without a battery. Just received a battery and USB charger from China. Try the DSLR right now and it works. Be right back. Be right back. I am here. Let me just make sure my legs are put down properly. Where's the camera? Ta-da! Canon 350D. I also got one recently. Oh, by the way, when I was in Bangkok, their photography shops, the camera shops are so different from Malaysia. They have some used camera shops, and I bought a camera. I'm not going to tell you what camera I bought. This was not bought from Thailand. This was here locally in Malaysia. So this is my Canon 350D. Look at that. I got a silver version Canon camera. Gary says, I find YouTube often adds or change features without notifying users. Not always an improvement. Maybe they did notify, I just didn't pay attention. Like, I can't keep up with every single changes that they make, right? Like, seriously. Yeah. After midnight in KL. Yeah, it is already after midnight, right? So I should be drinking some water just to stay hydrated. Yeah. Oops. It jumped off the depth of field. It's about as thick as 5 plane stack on each other. I gotta repeat. Okay. A friend lent me the 65 macro and I'm extremely addicted. It's the most challenging lens I've used. I've got some mind-blowing images, alright? So that's why I talk about the very shallow depth of field. 3 times 5 times magnification. It's like making a portrait of aliens. The risks are painful for moving macrometers to be able to focus on a DOF. Alright, yeah. You have the silver Canon too? Just need a CF card. I have plenty of CF cards from my DSLR days. I started photography from my DSLR days. And this only takes the highest is an 8 gig card. So I have exactly 8 gigabytes card. Yeah, I'm rocking this camera this weekend. Can't wait. Yeah. Yes, it's 12 hours ahead. Wow. Yeah, it's midnight here already. Yeah, let me quickly get to the non-members chat. I have one more set of photographs to share. We're gonna go a bit of over time for tonight. All right. Yeah. Like, seriously, how many times do you have to ask? Like, Surya, seriously, The more you ask, the more likely you'll get banned. Be very, very careful. I can't help you with that. Ollie Hansen says, some Macro Four Thirds lenses may not be sharp enough for a 33 megapixel. I disagree. Macro Four Thirds sensors is sharp enough up to 48 megapixels. Prove me wrong. Viper Gamoga says, beautiful pictures, Robin. Now hungry again. That's the purpose of why I'm sharing the food photographs. Matt says, do you think Panasonic will ever release LX100 Mark III? I mean, the rumor has been around for more than 1 year, right? If they wanted to release it, why wait so long? You know, it's like, it doesn't make any sense. Hole says, Olympus have amazing color, barely needs to touch the color sliders except for stylized image. Yeah, I agree. I really like Olympus colors as well. Yeah. Anthony says, the only issue I have with the OM1 Mark II when trying to squeeze the shutter release when wearing winter gloves, I cannot feel the shutter release. It doesn't protrude enough to feel. Okay. Unfortunately, OM1 has been engineered to handle with one spare hand. Where I live, temperature outside in the winter gets as cold as 25 degrees. Taking gloves off is not an option. I don't hear my friends in Finland complaining though. They have minus 30-something degrees. Peter Forsgaard and Matti Sulanto. I've never heard them complaining about the camera shutter button. So, yeah. Ollie Hansen says, I can remove the IR filter from 2 of my Sigma Foveum cameras. They are a bit fragile. Yeah. Of course I give you a response. I give everyone a response, right? Yeah. The stream crash. So sorry to hear that. Hey Joe, how are you? Joe Morano. If you guys don't know Joe shoots with Panasonic cameras. I'll find his YouTube channel. Give me a moment. It's in my subscription somewhere. Let me pull him out. Joe is using OM system now. So guys, Joe has plenty of Panasonic and currently OM system videos. Joe's amazing YouTube channel. Please go and give him a subscribe, right? This is Joe's channel. Oops, sorry, wrong one. Yeah, nice to see you here, Joe. How has it been? How are you doing? Hope you're doing great. Still shooting some amazing photos. I have not been catching your newer videos, mainly because I was busy with the photography workshop that I've been doing and busy with a lot of other stuff. I really need to be catching up on a lot of other creators' channel as well. I'm so horrible. I expect people to watch my videos and I don't watch people's videos, right? So sorry about that. And Joe has some really amazing stuff. Do give him a subscribe. Yep. Okay, let's see. Where was I? So, yep, that's Joe. Abandoning is speaking of the future that did this ages ago. Yeah, he's back. Dr. Jeff says, love all your videos. Thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate that. Linda says, by the way, the guy is a photographer living in Thailand. Skylar something. Gotta check. Okay. Did you have a previous message before this, Linda, that I missed? I don't see it if there is. So sorry about that. Okay. Ho says, the one thing I don't like from Panasonic 1232 is the lack of focus ring. There's no manual way to focus on Olympus bodies, but it gives night shot a glow as if it uses Cine Bloom filter. Are you sure there is a glow or is there fungus growing in your lens already? You might want to check out the lens. Yeah. WSS Theology says, I'm fond of the Panasonic 25 f1.7. Don't mind being a little careless. Results are good and it's dirt cheap use. The only issue I have with that Panasonic lens is that it has focus shift issue. Like if you show the f1.7 is sharp, but once you stop down to f2.8, f4, it seems like it will be out of focus, whether it's front or back focus, right? And if you got to shoot until f8, f11, then it will come back in focus. And I don't always shoot wide open. Sometimes I have to start on the f2.8, f4 to get more depth of field. And when I shoot at f4 and it's out of focus, it's very annoying. It's very frustrating. Yeah, and people say, oh my god, I can buy the same Canon 350D for 22 euros, but without anything else, just the body. I know, right? It's so cheap. And the guy that I bought it from, he knew a bit of electronics. He actually replaced the battery clock the clock battery in the camera, so the date and time in this camera actually works. It's pretty impressive, right? Yeah. Linda says, I got a 12 to 32 and it's great, but I realized it's the wrong mechanism to end it when you're trying to shoot while walking your dog. Needs 2 hands. Yeah, of course, you need 2 hands with that camera. Kunal says, what if they come up with a fully functional full frame to micro four thirds adapter so that lenses can be used on smaller cameras like the Panasonic S9? The electronic stabilization will be insane with the micro four thirds crop. Full frame to micro four thirds. Okay. I wouldn't want to use full frame to micro four thirds still. I would prefer to use micro four thirds or micro four thirds because full frame lenses are too big, right? That's not the point. Banana Necessary says, I'm new to the system following picking up the EM1X. I pick up the 714, 40-150, 71.2, 45 1.7. It's either 45 1.8 or 42.5 f1.7 and Panasonic 12 to 60 f2.8 to f4. Is 45 f1.2 worth the upgrade? I would say yes. If you really need a weather sealed lens with as much light as you can get and a better sharpness, then it is a good upgrade. But having said that, if you have watched my channel, I'm very happy with 45 1.8. In fact, it's my favorite lens. It's the most important lens that I have. It's my bread and butter lens. All the shots that I've shot at 45 1.8, I give to my clients. Every single client were blown away with the shots. And they were like, really? That lens is that tiny? Even my YouTube lens, the main lens is 45 1.8 for my talking head shots, the one with the nice bokeh background. So if you ask me, I'm perfectly happy with 45 1.8. I have no reason to upgrade. But is the 45 1.2 a better lens? Yes, of course. It's a much better lens. But do I need it? No. Andrew says Canon 350D is the legend. Yes, it is. That's why I bought it, right? Movie says Sigma 60 f2.8 was my favorite lens for 5 years and the one I use most for street photography with Panasonic G97 and EM5 Mark II. Yeah, but then again, I love it, but it still feels like between that, if I were to choose between that and 45 1.8, 45 1.8. Yeah, Andrew says, I'm withholding myself from getting a Canon DSLR despite the fact that I have Canon lenses, which I use on my Sony, Olympus, and Panasonic via adapters. I need to declutter, not add. Well, if you find one for dirt cheap, I'm sure you can't resist, right? Wolfie says, when I turned on my 350D, I was surprised to see the date was close to correct. 26 just had to change the day and the month, and the time was 25 minutes faster. All right, so it means that the clock is still working. That's great. That's great. Let's get to the non-members chat. I'll just read a few more and then we'll close for... Hey, we still have 1 set more photographs, right? Chuck says, my first camera, the Canon 50D, can now be had for $50. It retailed for $1,000 20 years ago. I know, right? Let's go a few quick ones. Icebergs are turning up on our shores here in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, and this is a great time here for seeing icebergs. Maybe in the middle of June is the best time for viewing icebergs. All right. Ollie Hansen says the Sigma 60 f2.8 is also good. It's designed for APS-C, but still very compact. Large focusing ring that is silky smooth. Now, I'd rather use 45 1.8. Anthony says, within 2 weeks, we've had 4 polar bears pass through town, making the way back north to northern Labrador. Polar bears walking around town. Is that safe? I thought they do attack humans, right? TM says Lumix have discontinued 14 and 20mm lens. They are 2 of their best known pro lenses, so either they are creating new versions of these lenses or absolutely they are abandoning micro four thirds. Yeah, it's kind of sad to hear, right? Tony says maybe Insta360 will launch the 30 megapixels micro four thirds camera. From the rumors, it seems like it's a 20 megapixel sensor, right? It's not a 30 megapixels sensor. So no, I guess not. Ollie Hansen says if all cameras feel old, just check if newer firmware exists. Yeah. Shahri Rosman says, Robin, should I get Panasonic 20 or Olympus 17 f2.8? I like pancakes. Both are very different lenses though. The Panasonic will give you a 40 equivalent focal length. The Olympus will give you a 34. So depending on whether you want it a bit tighter or you want it a bit wider. Yeah. But the Panasonic will have the advantage of f1.7, which allows you to get better shots in low light compared to f2.8 on the Olympus. But I think the Olympus lens is also much cheaper than the Panasonic lens, right? The Panasonic lens would cost twice as much as the Olympus 17 f2.8. So it depends on your budget. If your budget is tight, then the Olympus lens is the answer. I'm going to pause here because I do have one more set of photographs to share. All right. Okay, let's go right to the photographs. This was at the flower market. Yeah, they do sell chili at the flower market, the lady. My friend Jojo said that he has shot this lady before and he has printed her photographs. He has given back the print to her. So yeah, quite a legend there for this lady. For those who have just joined, all these photographs were taken with this Panasonic GM1. For the street shots, mostly with the 25 1.8. My 25 1.8 is not with me now. It's in a backpack somewhere. I'm going somewhere to shoot tomorrow. This is the 1232, but a lot of these shots were taken with the Olympus 25 1.8. This is a guy at the flower market with the cart, pulling the cart, not pushing, pulling, which I think will be harder to do, right? Anyway. A bunch of kids. This is near, oh my goodness, I forgot. It's near the river. This is the area where all the mechanics are. I forgot the name of this area. My friend Jojo told me. A bunch of school kids hanging out after school. I just like all the yellow tables stacked at the back with the yellow, what do you call that? Gates, right? Gates at the back. And the yellow scooter as well. Yellow, 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 yellow. Everything yellow and some red, splashes of red. Yeah. This guy, the worker at the shop, was standing there waiting for the stuff to come. And of course, I take a portrait of him. And of course, I got really, really close to him as well. Very friendly guy. Very, very friendly guy. And this guy looks like he's about to doze off, sitting around, waiting for something. I don't know. He's maybe waiting for a friend or something. It seems like he's almost dozing off. Yeah, it's a lazy afternoon. And of course, some kids sleeping around with his pets. It's so nice, right? Right in the middle of the afternoon, right? I like that there's like a milk bottles hanging around. I'm not sure the milk bottles are for the pets or for the kid. Looks suspicious, right? Yeah. And my friend Jojo told me that you can find this everywhere. Like they have motorcycles and bikes covered with these sheets, plastic sheets, to protect it from whether it's the rain or the harsh sun. It's a very, very common sight everywhere in Thailand. I just took this shot, this one, because I like that the sheets are striped and it's blue stripes versus the yellow background, roller shutter in the background, and there's like patches of sunlight shining on it. So you have very harsh light and shadow play here together with the stripes, blue stripes and yellow stripes. So I love colors, I love highlight and shadow, so yeah. And these two ladies, I think they are tailors. One is ironing the shirt, one is, I think, fixing something at the back with the sewing machine. Again, these are some of the shops in the hidden alleys in the back streets. They're also very friendly. As I was using the 25 1.8, I have to be very close to get this shot. So yeah, and I like to include some of the environment to tell the story of what they are doing in this shot. Some ladies sitting around. Again, one of those small alleys at the back. Right, this is leading to the river. I think at the back there you can see it's the opening to the river already. You see the floating platform, the wooden platform that we are standing on. And here's another example of the calendar. You can see the big calendar she's sitting next to. That's the very Thai thing. Let me see if there's any calendar here. No calendar in sight in the previous shots. But yeah, this is another example of you can see them everywhere. You can see, oh, it's a very Thai thing. Yeah, the calendar there. Sitting outdoor, this is the mechanics area where they are repairing a lot of these bikes or other cars or anything. Very, very nice. This guy is just sitting around. There were actually kids playing in front. I got shots that include the kids, but I don't find that add to this photograph. I prefer the photograph without the kids. So sometimes take multiple shots with different compositions for consideration. You might pick something later that you may not think is the better shot. When you see your shots on the LCD screen on the camera and you see your shots on your computer, you might be making different decisions later. So take several different compositions so you have options. Options is never a bad thing, right? So yeah, always try to get a better shot, try different composition options if you can. This is looking inside the shop of one of the shops in Chinatown. You can see there's the shrine or altar at the bottom. That's a very Chinese looking thing. We have a lot of that in Malaysia as well. Just nice to see that in Thailand. One of the shops, hardware shop in Thailand here. Right. a pet shop with the shop in front of the shop, which is very cool. I got quite close to the dog. As I get closer, the dog just look away. I guess I'm not the favorite person of the dog. Too bad. Yeah. This was the guy that made the mini dumpling earlier. He's the owner. Quite an old guy already. Very friendly guy. And the lighting here is just spot on because it's side lighting. And I managed to get really, really close to get those dramatic effects. Super nice fellow, very chatty. Of course, he spoke in Thai to my friends. I just listened. I don't understand anything that they said, but yeah, very, very nice guy. My typical portrait shot, a close-up portrait of a stranger kind of shot. And yeah, it's just shot of a random vendor pushing a cart, right, selling food. I just like that this random guy at the back there drinking water. It just adds to the moment of this shot taken. Yeah. This could have been a shop in Malaysia until you look at the background and see what they're selling here. Definitely not from Malaysia. It's a very Thai thing. So that's why sometimes the background is very, very important. The background can tell you where the location is. It adds context and layers to the story. It helps to bring the image. It makes it alive, right? It tells different story. Yeah. This lady just chilling around, take a shot of her, she just looked directly at the camera. She feels indifferent, which is what I want, right, in this particular shot. All right. Yellow on yellow on yellow. So the walls, the column were yellow at the top. The guy is wearing yellow. He's wearing yellow Crocs. And the arrow on the pavement, which is unfortunately in the shadow. If it's in the brighter sun, you'll see it's clearer in yellow. So yellow on yellow on yellow. It's something that I do a lot. This is the entrance to the flower market that I talked about earlier. Yeah. This is one of the problems with the Panasonic lens. You can see because it's the shutter speed is quite fast here because there were movement in some of the shots. You can see the bending is very, very obvious. I would imagine if I was shooting with the Panasonic S9, I would suffer the same issue because the Panasonic S9 does not have mechanical shutter. I can prevent this from happening by slowing down the shutter speed so that it uses the mechanical shutter. But I want it to be fast because there was some movement and I want to freeze the movement. You can see the bending here, right? It's quite bad. The bending due to the LED light. So Panasonic, your S9, if I were to use it to shoot this particular scene, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And you know what? This market is such a fantastic place. And I can't use your S9 here. You get the message, Panasonic? Flower market, the sellers there are so friendly, you can get close. These are last few shots already. All right. And some of these ladies, like this shot will definitely get the bending. I found out the problem earlier, so I have to intentionally slow down the shutter speed or not use such a high ISO. So yeah, flower market, more portraits. Last few shots, right? Look at that. Oh, I love this kind of shots. It's just so good. I'm so happy getting these kind of shots. And this is the final shot. Silhouette of a guy in one of the back alleys of the Chinatown. That's it. These are all the shots that I'm sharing for tonight. I hope you guys enjoy it. All taken with this fantastic Panasonic GM1. I hope they bring back the GM1, GM5 series. Maybe we can expect that to happen in the second half. If Panasonic has not abandoned Micro Four Thirds, I hope they have not. You know, the GM1 is such a lovely camera for travel. So fantastic, right? So yeah. Okay, let me get back to the chat and then we'll call it the day, right? Let's get to members first. Wolfie says, the shutter shock was annoying on the Sigma 60 f2.8. But then again, shutter shock is not lens dependent. Shutter shock happens because of shutter vibration after the shutter has been closed. Whatever lens you attach on it, if there's shutter shock, there is shutter shock. Nothing to do with the lens, right? Wolfie says, when I bought the Sigma 60 f2.8, it was cheaper than the 45 1.8. Not the case here though. Yep, the Olympus 45 1.8 is cheaper than the Sigma 60 f2.8. So value proposition, Olympus is better because it's f1.8 if you shoot in low light, and it's easier to compose because it's wider. So yeah. Chilies. I think we can be very good friends. I like spicy stuff as well, Wolfie. Andrew says, Chao Phraya River. I think that's the name you're looking for. Yes, Chao Phraya River. All those places are along the Chao Phraya River. Yeah, definitely. Let's see. JTech says, great photos. Thank you so much. Appreciate the kind words. What a nice trip. Indeed, it was a nice trip. Wolfie says, excellent images, Robin. I love your street pictures. You inspire me. You can do the same if you're here in Malaysia or Thailand. It's just that maybe people at your place are not that friendly, right? Andrew says, lovely shots from Bangkok. Thanks for sharing. Makes me want to go back to Thailand soon. You should definitely go. It's not far. I mean, flight's not expensive, but my goodness, things there are so expensive. Gotta allocate some budget. Hey. Very happy to see the doggies. Yes. Wolfie says, shutter shot can be influenced if the lens is too light. No, not really. You'll vibrate more when the heavy. Not really. I've done extensive tests with it because shutter shot was a problem with the EM1 original. And in fact, Olympus, if you guys don't know this, was the first to solve this issue by introducing the 0-second anti-shock, which was the first curtain electronic shutter. With first curtain electronic shutter, it just eliminated shutter shock completely. It is not lens dependent. Trust me, I've done extensive tests on this. I worked on this before, so yeah. Okay, let's look at the chat with non-members. Irvin says, I just bought an OM5 Mark II. I also have a 9-year-old EM1 Mark II. The OM5 snaps into focus instantly, but the EM1 blips 2 to 3 times, then focuses. Is that normal? Is it getting old? I don't remember my EM1 Mark II blipping 2 to 3 times. I find my EM1 Mark II focuses faster than the OM5 Mark II though. Yeah. Or about the same. Matthias says, a few weeks ago, I bought the G97. However, more and more Panasonic lenses are now no longer available in Germany. Should I buy all lenses I might potentially need in the future right now? Well, if there's no Panasonic lens, just get Olympus lens, right? There's still plenty of Olympus lens available. Andrew says, thankfully to you, I chose an Olympus EM10 Mark I, knowing an old camera, but I absolutely love it. It's a fantastic camera, EM10. Yeah. WSS Dioji says, the silver 350D has a bug that makes some shots corrupt. I can't get rid of my first DSLR. Oh, okay, so sorry to hear that. My 350D is working fine though. Eric Thompson says the 45 1.2 Pro is a phenomenal lens. That said, Robin makes the little 45 1.8 looks amazing. Not sure how he does it, but the 45 1.8 is seriously a great camera. The LED light has died. The color has died, so that means I have to close it off really soon. Yeah, I'm losing one LED light already. Okay, let's see. Alright, just a few more chat. 50D is still very useful for astrophotography. I will strap mine to the back of a Celestron 8-inch SCT. I don't even know what that is. Not much noise on longer exposure. Alright, I guess it's astrophotography stuff that I'm not familiar with. Banana Necessary says, yeah, 45.8 is nice. It was less than 100 pounds used, which is wild for what you are getting. The 71.2 is stunning, so I thought 45.2 would be in line with the other Pro lenses. It is. It is in line with other Pro lenses. You get the exact same thing. Lina says, different JPEG colors of the EM5 Mark II was the Skylar King at the beginning of his video. How about the TG7? Nah, I disagree. The difference between me and Skylar, Linda, is that I work for Olympus. And I was there for the EM5 Mark II launch. And I even spoke to the engineers who made the EM5 Mark II. Hey, not many people can say that, right? And I remember we did a training just for the EM5 Mark II. It was a big deal because the EM5 Mark II was the first camera from Olympus that introduced pixel shift, the high resolution shot. So yeah, I was very well aware of what that camera can do. And in terms of color science, it was exactly the same as the EM1. Yeah. Cart pulling, guy couldn't see what's in front if he's pushed from behind because stuff was stacked so high. Yeah. Ho says, I should really save up for Thailand. You should. It's a fantastic place. Definitely heaven for food and photography. Ollie Hansen says, I have many shots with the 1232 lens on GM1 Sharp with built-in image stabilization. It is. Ollie Hansen says, I recommend Helios Fold 2 adapter, a good lens. For me, no autofocus, no go. Sorry about that. Yes, nice to see dogs. Goofy says, Celestron is a telescope. Ah, alright. It's a telescope with an 8-inch diameter. Alright, this will be the last comment that I'll read for tonight. It is already 24 minutes to 1 here in Malaysia, 1 in the morning. Anthony says, this is something that happens every spring in Newfoundland. We just stay out of the way and let them pass through town. They're not hungry, they're full of seal, making their way back home to Labrador. I understand. Alright, that's it for tonight. We went a bit over time. I hope you guys enjoyed the extra many photographs that I've shared. A lot of street photographs and food photographs from Thailand, all from Panasonic GM1. You can see that I'm not kidding. I love this camera, this GM1. I love it so much. If it dies, I'm just going to buy another one, right? Hopefully at a good price, not too expensive. And I love my Panasonic lenses as well. Panasonic 51.7. You're seeing me through this the stream now. Also love the Panasonic 9 f1.7 and this 12-32 lens. Like Panasonic Micro Four Thirds, they have been making fantastic products. It'll be very sad to see them go. And I really, really hope that they give us a wow product soon, sooner rather than later. Hopefully in a few months, like within this year. Like, are we gonna wait 3-4 years for the next product from Panasonic? Right? Hopefully they are not abandoning us, although the 2-year silence is quite worrying. Right, that's it from me. I hope you guys have enjoyed the night. I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, please go out and take more photographs. Bye-bye.